Round one, fight!
What's up, guys? Welcome to Tournament Fights. This is a big one where we're doing Michael Wolfman Wyndham's Top 128 Championship. We're finally here. I've actually seen every single movie on this for once because Wolf usually has a handful of movies that I don't love so much, but most of the movies on his list I do love. He just likes to throw in the foreign and the indie movies and all that stuff, which is good. It keeps us well-rounded and all that stuff, and it's good because I was able to watch some. And since I had seen them all, I rewatched one movie and kind of gained a better appreciation for it. So I'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, this is episode 232 for Wolf's Championship, and I am your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we'll just kick things off by bringing in the man of the hour. We'll bring in the Wolfman himself. How's it going?
What's up? Going good. It's the championship, the main event. Oh, there we go. This is the big one to decide what is the best of the best when it comes to my favorites list. And I'm glad I'm not alone in this, because if it was me just doing this alone, this would be absolutely horrifying and terrifying to think about picking just one of my favorites. But we're gonna pick the ultimate one to see which one wins it all. We had Alien win part one, Seven Samurai win part two, and now we see which one takes the entire cake. Yeah.
No, but yeah, if you haven't seen the other two episodes, you can go back and you can check them out. They're on the channel and see what other movies he has on his favorite list. But yeah, we're gonna pick a brand new favorite movie for Wolf tonight. So and we're gonna
it's not gonna be Wizard of Oz this time because that one was eliminated. So yeah.
Nope, and the new rule is you have to at least watch whatever movie wins before you can do any other favorites or be featured on anything else like that, which is fine because it's your favorite movie.
And last time I let things pass because we got stuff into the championship, and afterwards I was playing more loose with it and was able to do this. This time I'm using my most critical thinker I can for this, because this is determining this is the championship. This is determining my favorite. So.
Well, it's going to be even harder than the first two, so we'll see what happens. But we'll bring in some more of our guests tonight. We got Mr. Malcolm Lay. How's it going, Malcolm?
It's going good.
Yeah, sounds good as always. And then also joining us, we have Mr. Ross Bristow. How's it going?
Hey guys, excited to talk about because actually I don't know if this one made it through. I forget, but I actually watched one of Wolf's favorite movies and I loved it. So yeah.
Well, and you also have a friend with you. I don't know if you want to introduce your friend.
My girlfriend Tori.
Hey, how's it going? And what's up? I'm glad you could be here. Ross has told us quite a bit about you, but all good things, right?
Yeah,
better be. Otherwise, he gets virtual slaps from me.
Yeah, nice. Sounds good. But we also have join us. We got Ashton Mackintosh. How's it going, Ashton?
Hey guys, how's it going? Happy to be here.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. And last but certainly not least, we hope he doesn't talk too long tonight. I don't think he will, but we have Mr. Dan Skip Allen.
Luckily, it's a half bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk a lot because I'm sure I'm going to love a lot of these movies. I'm going to cut everybody off, and I'm going to get Joe Henry played on me about 20 times.
Yeah, just giving you crap about it, but all in good fun. But I think we're ready to jump into this thing. So if you're not familiar with it, for any first timers that are tuning in, basically how it works is it's just a March Madness bracket. Normally it's 64. Tonight we narrowed it down to 32 of Wolf's favorite movies, and you simply have to vote. We'll go round by round. You just vote, even if you haven't seen either one. Just come up with anyone reason that you can and vote. So you can vote for any reason. You can vote because you love a movie. You vote against a movie that you can't stand.
Don't vote for the poster. Don't vote for the poster, please. Don't.
Well, you can vote for the poster. I mean, it's really up to you. We like to have fun on tournament fight. So just come up with any reason. So you can, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, we do have some tiebreaker procedures if we need it. So we'll get to the tiebreakers when we're ready for that. So let me go ahead and bring up the bracket here.
When you shout his name, he will appear.
Oh, spoilers! Sorry. There you go.
Spoilers!
It's all right.
Everybody, put their hands in front.
Malcolm sent me the bracket, and I didn't put it into like the little mode where you're like ready to reveal. Okay, but
I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, but I want to see if Austin has it. He has a little thing for the Oh yeah, there you go for the main event. This is our championship match. This is the main event. So here we go. Let's kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
All right, let's get pumped. Let's do it. So
Yeah.
you can see the first matchup here. These are all in random order. And also thanks to Malcolm. He was kind enough to make a lot of these brackets. He made this one. So we got Memories of a Murder up against Inception. So we always start at the bottom of the ladder as we're displayed. So it'll be Dan first. So which one you want to go for?
I'm at the bottom, Ross.
Yeah,
I'm at the
Dan
bottom.
did the bottom.
Dan.
Okay, sorry.
It'll be Dan. Yeah.
Get out of here, Ross. Stop trying to steal my thunder, man.
There's no cutting in line, Ross. Come on.
Yeah. All right. So, Memories of Murder. Incredible movie. I absolutely love this movie. If you have not seen this movie, I definitely. But that being said, Inception has layers on top of layers on top of layers of greatness. I mean, the acting and just the storytelling and just it's. I mean, I think it's one of top 2 or 3 of Christopher Nolan, and I think it's just an incredible movie. I love the cast: Tom Hardy, Elliot Page, or whatever the hell her name is. His name is, I don't know what the. I mean, it's got an amazing cast in it. I mean, it's just that elevator or they're upside down, whatever that sequence where they're in the elevator fighting or in the hallways and they're upside down fighting. One of the craziest scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. So I got to go with Inception.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Ashton, what do you got for this one?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't watch Memories of Murder. I didn't get time. I prioritized some other things, and I feel horrible now. So I'm going to have to go with Inception, which I'm happy to. I absolutely love it. But, yeah, I have a feeling that it would have been kind of an even matchup, possibly, if I had watched it.
Well, how dare you personalize your personal life and family? How dare you? No, over watching these movies. No, but well, Ross, what are you gonna go for?
Okay, I haven't seen Memories of Murder yet. You know, I was watching.
Oh, you either.
It's free on Tubi.
And I will.
So
I do
just
want
so you know.
to. I do. I will. Yeah, but I love Inception. It's a great movie. And that's a great poster too. So yeah, I might go to Inception.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, I'm still not totally like. I'm trying to learn all of Austin's sound effects. Here you go. This is for the people who haven't seen Memories of a Murder yet. Because that movie's awesome and you got to see it. So, but Malcolm, I'm sure it's a foreign language movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. It's not a case of not wanting to, just haven't got around to it.
Sure, yeah.
I do think.
I always like to give foreign language movies at least a shot. But yeah, as long as the subtitles are readable, I watched Zone of Interest yesterday, and there's sometimes the subtitles were put out like in right, and they had a white background on that bottom layer of the screen where it covered up some of those subtitles, made it hard to read.
Oh shoot.
But I'm going to go Inception.
Yeah. Well, Wolf, what are you going for?
Yeah, so This is very hard because Memories of Murder, it's my favorite Bong Joon-ho film. This is up there, like on the same level of something like a Seven or a Zodiac, maybe even better if you ask me. Like, this is just a phenomenal film that really explores the psyche of like a killer and what goes into the mind. It's incredible. Inception, though, man, this is when people say movies are magic. Inception is one of the things I go to all the time because this literally puts you into some magical world I don't think you're ever gonna witness and have that same kind of experience. You know, I've seen this film many times. Seeing it in the theater, I saw like in not too long ago, and that was great to see it on the big screen because this film is just everything about it. The score from Hans Zimmer is incredible. The sound is incredible. The cinematography is incredible. Brian Rowe is somebody I follow on YouTube, and he just did a ranking of the 10 best cinematography wins of the 2010s for cinematography and at the Oscars, and he had Inception at number 2 actually. So because he thought that cinematography was like that good. So yeah, it's truly remarkable. So man, while I love Memories of Murder, Inception is my favorite Nolan film, and I believe it is his magnum opus in my opinion. So I will say Inception.
Well, I think for me, I've been known to kind of say recently that Christopher Nolan movies aren't really holding up for me as much as I thought they would. I mean, I still really like most of his movies, but like I'm just noticing that I love them the most the first time I see them, and then when I rewatch them, I'm kind of like, like they're good, but I mean, they don't do as much for me. And it's kind of that way with Inception. I don't know. It's kind of like the first time you see it, your mind's completely blown, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." But maybe it's just more of a fact that they don't have as much rewatchability for me personally. Because I'm just kind of like, okay, like that's fine. But Memories of a Murder, like, so I'm a huge Bong Joon-ho fan, and this is the only one that I hadn't seen. So when we started this whole series, I watched it for the first time, and man, was I blown away. This is so good, from the music to the cinematography. Just like there's characters that you just love, and we even love them or you love to hate them, either way. But and yeah, like it just has a real David Fincher kind of feel to it. And I think Bong Joon-ho is like probably in my top like 5 or 6 directors working today. He's just so good. I can't wait for Mickey 17 next year. I was kind of ticked off that they pushed it, but I mean, hopefully that means good things and not bad things.
Especially, it's like it could have been an Oscar push, and now they're pushing it to January. Like,
yeah, right.
That's weird. It's like now it's
weird. I don't know, but I also mentioned too Memories of a Murder. Like you're just like enthralled with every single scene, even the characters just talking about their day and just like just having these little conversations, or like there's a scene where like he's having sex with his wife, but then afterwards they're just laying in the bed talking about their day and talking about their random things and stuff, and you're like still interested in that too. And so yeah, it's really, really good. I think that Inception's still great. It is, but I'm just more into Memories of a Murder, so I'll vote for that. So, and y'all need to see it. Like even after this, even if you don't have any kind of like immediate reason to watch it, still watch it because it's really good. But yeah, but it'll be Inception. There you go. All right. Next up, we have Ed Wood up against Fargo. All right. We're gonna go to Ashton first. What do you say?
I'm gonna go with Ed Wood.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Ross, if you're there, what do you say?
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm gonna go with Ed Wood. You know, like I do like Fargo, but Ed Wood, you know, like probably my favorite Tim Burton movie. You know, if you're asking me any other day, it's between Ed Wood and Big Fish. So yeah, but today I'd probably say Ed Wood.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, what are you gonna go for?
Yeah, I like Fargo. I think Fargo is a good movie, but I really love Ed Wood. I think Ed Wood is just a fantastic movie all around. So Ed Wood.
Yeah. Wolf, what are you gonna go for?
I want to preface this also by saying, other than maybe one or two, because I got one back from Noah the other day, I already showed off my physical medias on the other videos. That was a hassle. All right, I'm not doing that again. So because that was a hassle. So, but I would definitely say that I own Fargo. It's great. Ed Wood is awesome as well. Love these ones. Oh man, this is close. Just to kind of spice things up a bit, I guess I'm going to go Fargo.
Yeah. These are two movies that I kind of went in with higher expectation because people really hyped both of these up for me, and I liked them. I really liked them, but they probably just didn't get to that like super high off the charts kind of level to me. I think that they're both good, but for me, I'd put the TV show quite a ways above Fargo the movie. If you haven't seen that, go check that out because those are incredible. And
have you lost Jordan?
Okay, good. It's not just me. I thought it was just me because sometimes my computer would do that thing where it'll start freezing up, and I'm like, now I know it's me frozen, and it's like that kind of thing.
I was worried about the exact same thing. Then I looked up so everyone else movies but Jordan's doing the good.
Yeah.
Here's your opportunity to just talk. You just go nuts.
Yes, say everything you want to say, Dan, right now, before you have to get
Fargo. Who wants the true coat? Hey, Margie. Hey, Margie. Hey. No, I freaking absolutely love Fargo. If you, My Life, My Love, 50 Years in Film, 1996. My favorite movie of 1996 was Fargo. I can watch this movie over and over again. It is one of the funniest, amazing. The wood chipper, and then she's pregnant, and the snow. You feel if you want to go to watch a movie and you want to feel the cold, the really just freezing ass cold. Fargo is the movie. I felt like I was gonna freeze my ass off when I watched that movie, and I was in a movie theater watching the movie. That's how cold it felt watching the movie, watching these characters act out these roles in that freezing ass cold. I think it was North Dakota weather or whatever it was, or South Dakota, one or the other. But Frances McDormand, probably, if I had to put like a top 10 of best performances of all time, I think Malcolm, we did that on Rank 'em, Malcolm, didn't we? And I would definitely put Frances McDormand for Fargo. I think she blows it out of the park. Way better than Nomadland and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. She's just great. But William H. Macy's great. Steve Buscemi's great. Oh God, I cannot. Peter Stormare is amazing. It's just such an incredible movie. Of these two, I mean, I love Ed Wood. Don't get me wrong. I watched all those movies when I was a kid, but Fargo to me is the clear choice here.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what even happened. My internet didn't go out or anything. It just crashed the tab and wouldn't bring it back up. That was weird. But I was about to vote for Ed Wood because I think I give the edge to Ed Wood. Okay.
Well, we let Dan say his spiel, so just because you were gone, so we got to let him talk.
Well, that's fine. Yeah. Did everybody vote?
Dan voted for
Fargo. It's 4-2, I believe. I think it's 4-2 for Ed Wood.
For Ed Wood, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Because I was hoping, I was begging myself to please let Jordan vote for Fargo, please. And then you went for Ed Wood. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Steve Buscemi might just be the greatest actor to never be nominated for an Oscar. Just gotta say that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And also,
and John Goodman.
Him and John
both of
Goodman.
those two. Yeah, him and John Goodman both.
And also, My brother in the chat, without even knowing what movies are on your list, I guess he was hoping you had Lion King on your list or something.
I did. No, I did. It just didn't make it to the
Yeah.
championship.
We try to
Oh,
get
you
it.
did have it on there.
Try to get
Oh,
it to
okay,
come
cool.
further. Didn't we?
Cool. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
hope he's
It
not
was-
way off.
That was in part 2. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. But next up we have Rocky versus It's a Wonderful Life. So we will. And sorry, we don't have the bracket up. Only I can see it. Hang on, give me a second.
It's
There's a message in the chat for you, Wolfman.
Yeah, it's right here. There it is. You'll be able to see what I see now. There you go. Yeah. So this time it'll be Ross up first. So.
This is a hard one, but I'm gonna go with Rocky by a hair, only because like it was actually supposed to be a TV movie, but then like Henry Winkler actually
Really?
convinced Irwin Allen to make it into a movie, into a theatrical movie, and it ended up winning Best Picture. But like It's a Wonderful Life is still a great movie, but Rocky's one of my favorite movies. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Rocky.
Yeah, sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I like both of these movies. Like, I watched the Rocky franchise for the first time a couple years ago was when I started anyway. And I do like the first Rocky. I think it's great. But It's a Wonderful Life is a really good movie, and it's a really early example of a box office bomb as well. Because for whatever reason, I can't quite remember, they delayed it to come out in January or something, and no one wanted to see a Christmas movie in January.
Oh
So
wow.
it just actually picked like down it when I was looking this up. But yeah, I'm gonna go with One for Life.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Wolf, what do you say?
Yeah, so Rocky, it's one of the greatest sports movies ever made. I love it. It's got a very personal spot for me because of just everything with my dad. But I will say that It's a Wonderful Life, though, is even more personal to me. I shared this movie with my mom, my grandma. We watched it every Christmas Eve together. I still watch it every Christmas Eve, and it comes in theaters now, so I got to see it in theater for the first time not too long, like last Christmas, and that was amazing. So this is truly a wonderful film, and it is in my top 6, creeping into like my top 5, but it's right now my number 6 of all time. I adore this film, and I think it's also got one of the best acted scenes ever, and I've explained in one of the episodes earlier. If y'all haven't watched it yet, go back to I think it was part 2, and I explained about why Jimmy Stewart and like that praying scene in the bar is like one of the best acted scenes of all time. So because that was actual real emotion, that was not him acting. So definitely check that one out. But yeah, it's an excellent film, and just a yearly tradition for me. So as much as I love Rocky, I'm gonna have to go It's a Wonderful Life here.
Yeah, and I have to interrupt this because you know me. Once in a while, I haven't been making actual videos of it, and I'm gonna mute this. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna mute it because it's gonna be loud into the mic. But I have a snack hero, and I'm gonna do it quick. But if y'all haven't tried, this is a very American thing. I'm gonna try it this round, and then the next round I'll give you a verdict, and I'll give you my quick vote. I'll make my vote quick. But these are hot and spicy chicken ramen Funyuns. Are just crazy. I like to try this stuff from time to time. So here you go. Usually I have drinks, but I've tried every drink under the sun. So now we got Funyuns. So
hopefully it doesn't burn your mouth out too much.
Yeah, because I've had some spicy stuff on here that I regret, and the jokes are all about how my butthole.
Oh no! So you're not gonna regret eating. You're gonna regret it whenever you're in the bathroom tonight.
Yeah, right.
And then I remember on one of the streams, I warned him about the Buffalo Wild Wings bird dogs.
Oh yeah,
and then he really believed me.
Yeah, those were bad. Those are really bad. So, but for my vote here, I'm gonna go with Rocky. Like I love the Rocky franchise. When I first watched it, I was very late to it. I only saw the Rocky movies about 10 years ago for the first time, and I literally watched them all within like 3 or 4 days, like one after the next or the next. I'm like another. They're so good. And It's Wonderful Life is great. Usually I see it in a theater also, and like every Christmas because it's always playing. But my favorite thing to come out of It's a Wonderful Life is the alternate ending they do from Saturday Night Live, where it's like Dana Carvey and they have to go back and confront Mr. Potter, and he's playing Jimmy Stewart. And he's like, "Oh, Mr. Potter, you swindled us, like you're son of a bitch." And then they like go and like dump him out of the wheelchair. And they start like beating the living hell out of him. It's just so good. If you haven't seen that sketch, go check that out because Mr. Potter never got what he deserved, I don't think. But yeah, I'm gonna go Rocky, and then I'll try these while y'all give your votes. Dan, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with the underdog story. I am a massive fan of Rocky, but I am also a massive fan of It's a Wonderful Life. I believe if It's a Wonderful Life was on my 64, but as a big sports fan, a big fan of underdogs, a big fan of Sylvester Stallone. I just feel like this movie is just one of the greatest movies of all time, and I believe it has a place in like the greatest like place of like things. Like when you think of like art and music and movies, you should put Rocky in that place, whatever that place may be or whatever, because I feel like there's so much about this movie regarding Sylvester Stallone, the movie, the way it looks, the story, the love story, there's just the supporting cast, the music. It's just like a perfect movie for me. And It's a Wonderful Life is like a perfect movie for me too. But of these two, I just got to go with Rocky because it really means that much more to me. So, and I love It's a Wonderful Life. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going to go with Rocky.
Yeah. Sounds good. Ashton, what do you say?
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you sound much better now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to be following Dan all night, and it's like, I mean, ditto to everything he just said, really. Just two fantastic films really mean a lot to me for different reasons. Weirdly enough, I don't think either are on my top 64, but that's only because there are just too many to choose. I just think Rocky means a little bit more to me as well. But really, that's just an emotional.
Yeah. Sounds good. Ross, are you there?
Oh yeah. I remember I was the first one to vote.
Oh yeah, you were the first one to vote. Okay, cool.
4-2 for Rocky.
Yeah. So it's Rocky. And I will say that I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10 to these Funyuns.
There goes my number 6.
Oh dang. The Funyuns taste exactly like chicken ramen, like they're really good. And it reminds me of, if you've ever seen the first Ninja Turtles movie where like Donnie's eating the pork rind and then Raph's like gee, Donnie, you think you could crunch on those a little louder? I can still hear out of this one. And he's like,
hey, I forgot. I wanted to do one too, Jordan.
Right.
For everybody, if you ever haven't had Publix sweet tea, it's the best sweet tea around.
Yes.
Go to Publix and
Nice.
get some sweet tea.
I've heard good things. Austin works there, so he
works for Publix. Austin does.
Yeah. He's like the frozen foods manager guy.
Oh, the Publix sweet tea is the best.
Yeah, nice. But up next we got Pulp Fiction up against Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Rings, which is supposed to represent the whole franchise, but since Wolf cheated,
no trilogy, not franchise.
Oh, gonna get in trouble again with the
the whole
bloody
trilogy.
Affair. He had the whole bloody affair on there.
Yeah, right. But
gave him crap.
But this time we'll go to Malcolm. What do you say?
Oh, wow. You know what Malcolm's going for. Come on.
Yeah.
Do you really, Dan?
Come on, Peter Jackson. Vote for your trilogy, Peter Jackson. Come on.
I don't condone cheating.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so he's not going to vote for his own movies because of cheating. Okay, all right, I got you.
Look, Lord of the Rings is 3 separate movies, and always it will be 3 separate movies. And like with the whole place here, I will give that pass because they've at least had screenings where it's been the full movie. While yes, there's bootleg DVDs, it's still those aren't official releases. But I really do wish Tarantino would release an official cut of the Kill Bill Whole Body Fear. So yeah, I'm gonna go Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds good. Cheaters never prosper, you know.
Oh, God.
But,
Oh, my God.
but Wolf, what do you say?
Especially if if he keeps on saying like, oh, it's one movie. Tarantino has full belief it's one movie. So if it is one movie, then I'm like, then prove it. Like literally put it in like Fathom Event and like show it as one movie. Like
Yeah.
give it something
Prove
like that.
it.
Wait till the 4K comes out. You know he's going to put it out as one movie.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I was about to say, like,
yeah.
like recently he has released a DVD cut of the Grindhouse, the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So I think that if Kill Bill gets like a 4K set at one point, I do think, I think
But the Grindhouse, you when you went to see him in the theater, Malcolm, you went and saw both movies, the Robert Rodriguez movie and the Tarantino movie, and they had trailers between them. Go ahead.
They were only ever released in New Zealand as two separate movies. That we never got the Grindhouse.
Oh no, we got it. We got it in the United States. We got the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, I actually own them separately because they came in separate.
Really? Wow, that's weird.
It's interesting. Yeah, because Death Proof came in a Tarantino box set, but then I own a Planet Terror because of the separate Rodriguez, like just Blu-ray that I have. So it was like kind of interesting. So yeah, but see, right here it says just the word Lord of the Rings right there. See. On this,
yes, but there's also a box set of 3 movies.
So I will.
Oh God, you guys.
So I will. So that is proof that it is a overall one huge epic experience, and I because when you watch one, you got to watch the other. You got to watch the other, even if it's not in one day, which I have done before. And it is exhausting, but it's worth it. Even if it's not on one day, watching them at least like, okay, we're going to watch it the next day, and the next day you always have to do that. Like there's no like, okay, I'm going to wait a week later and watch it. No, there's always you watch them together because that's like, just like Kill Bill 1 and 2. Like I always watch them together every time I watch them because that's like the tradition.
I mean, in my recent rewatch with Lord of the Rings, I watched them weeks apart. I didn't. So...
Well, you see people try to watch them all in one sitting, and then about 2 a.m, you like crap out, and you're like, yeah, you guys want to go to bed, and we'll finish this tomorrow. For me, at least, it happened that way.
But then you do.
Tell you what, though, special features are incredible.
Oh, they are. Best special features definitely on a Blu-ray for sure. But yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. It's near and dear to my heart. I think that it is truly a magical experience, something that will always forever be my favorite movie of all time. Pulp Fiction is in my top 5, so that's why this is hard, because this is my number 4 movie of all time. This is like in my top 5. It is my favorite Tarantino film. Samuel L. Jackson was incredible. Everybody was incredible in this movie. It has some of his best characters, some of his best dialogue, just such a witty, just such a fun movie that really was like that made him a household name, and just absolutely now made him like everybody's most talked about director at that time. So yeah, it is, man, both are masterpieces for sure, but I'm gonna have to go with my baby, and that is Lord of the Rings. I would not be sitting here literally learning Elvish and having to vote against Lord of the Rings. I'm literally taking Elvish classes because I freaking love Lord of the Rings that much. So
nerd,
nerd. No.
I'm sure Austin has a sound effect somewhere. It's nerd.
Oh my God, that's great.
If I find it, I'll play it. But yeah, I think that Lord of the Rings is just a special, just incredible a movie that all 3 of them are like in my top 20 of all time. My favorite's Two Towers, but but yeah, they're all great. But then Pulp Fiction, it's like, gosh, like why do these two have to go up against each other? Because I felt like the first time I watched Pulp Fiction, I was pretty late to it. I only saw Pulp Fiction about 4 or 5 years ago for the first time, and I felt like I was watching something really special, like a master class on how you make a movie, because the segments are kind of filmed out of order, but I love that, and I love the characters and the dialogue and just everything about it from beginning to end is just so good. All the characters get like several badass moments, and it's just so good. But Lord of the Rings is just something that is just really special to me. So yeah, I'll give it to the Fellowship of the Rings only, not the whole franchise. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, this is a really tough battle for me as well. But I mean, because the Fellowship of the Ring is actually my favorite of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think there's some great battles in the other ones, but I think the character development, the stuff with Gandalf he got robbed. He should have won an Oscar for this. It would have been Ian McKellen's only Oscar. Probably the first and only time somebody would have won an Oscar for playing a fantasy character. And I think he gets right. He gets completely right. Jim Broadbent is great in Iris, but no, it's not Gandalf. It's not Ian McKellen. I love that. You shall not pass. Oh my God, it's so freaking amazing. And just I love the character development of the group, and you get to introduced to all the characters and stuff. To me, that was some of the fun parts about this trilogy. Pulp Fiction, though, is just on a different level. Filmmaking, storytelling, character development, supporting acting, lead acting. It's not my top Tarantino film, because the Kill Bill, Whole Bloody Fair is my number one, but number two is Pulp Fiction. I really, really, really love Pulp Fiction, and so many people took this format and ran with it in years to come. These types of nonlinear storytelling, and so I'm very, very razor thin. I'm going to go with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, sounds good. And I found this, Wolf. This is for you. Here you go.
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
Yeah. Nerd. Nerd alert. Yeah. But Ashton, what do you say?
Hey, I'll practice with you, Wolf, anytime. I'm totally on board for learning some Elfish, so
nice.
I'll nerd out with you. Let me see. Yeah, this is an easy one for me. I probably made that pretty clear by saying I would learn Elfish, but yeah, Lord of the Rings, even as just the Fellowship of the Ring, you can take any one of those three, and I would put it above Pulp Fiction personally. Obviously, I love Tarantino. I love Pulp Fiction. It's not in my top Tarantino's. I realize why. It's a fantastic film. I absolutely do. It's just a personal thing. I think like my parents were watching it when I was a kid, and I came in right at the old, and I think it scared the shit out of me, to be honest.
Back room scene in the back room with the bondage,
yeah.
The bondage stuff.
No, the adrenaline or whatever, right in, when they right in the heart.
Yeah.
And it just freaked me out, and it's just weird. It's like E.T.'s another one for me. Just weird experiences. So if I wanted to like sit and we wanted to like dissect the films, we could go deep into that, and I of course will give Pulp Fiction credit where it's due. It's fucking Pulp Fiction, but my heart is with Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. So that's where I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings. I'm rewatching them. Like for my best picture. Like when you're seeing that I'm doing, and then like the films are better every single time I watch them. I'm actually watching the extended editions, which are better. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings. I love Pulp Fiction though.
So it'll be Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. I will say though that I have a plan to go back to visit Austin in 2026. We're gonna go down to Epic Universe and Disney and do a whole road trip. But what I've heard, there's a rumor going around that there might be a fifth land plan for Epic Universe. And what if it was a Lord of the Rings land? Like I'm just hoping and praying. Like you could like go to like Rivendell or go to like even Hobbiton, like or like any of those places, like just like would be so cool. So
No, that room
Jordan, you know we don't have to go if you want to visit Hobbiton. Come to New Zealand.
Oh, I know,
right to
yeah,
Malcolm's backyard.
that is true.
Malcolm's backyard. You go to Hobbiton.
Because I do want to go to New Zealand.
You go the whole land is in Malcolm's backyard.
Yeah, right, exactly.
but very, very quickly, Brian in the comments does bring up a good point. If you want to consider Lord of the Rings the full movie, Star Wars technically came in a box set.
Yeah, right. Came in a box set. Yeah, it is true. But we got Drive up against 12 Angry Men. So this time it'll be Wolf first. If you're there, he must have ran somewhere for his turn where he was up first. So we'll come back to Wolf. But let's see. For me, this is tough because I love Drive. I love Ryan Gosling. Like he is one of my favorite actors. As you might see, coming up, me and Wolf are going to do a battle of our favorite actors, and I think Ryan Gosling will be there for me. But 12 Angry Men is also one of my favorite classic movies because I don't love a ton of classic movies, or maybe like 15 or so that I really love, and then the rest are just there. But I still think I got to give it to a Drive. It's just so beautifully shot and acted, and like just everything about it is just incredible. And I love the color scheme. If you see it all over this channel, we have like neon colors and like the synth kind of stuff, and so I love that stuff. So yeah, I'll go Drive.
Wolf just mentioned in the chat that he's voting for 12 Angry Men if he doesn't make it in time.
Okay, 12 Angry Men, cool. And Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I got about 2 different 4K versions of 12 Angry Men, but I got this nice fat box set of Drive here.
Ooh, nice.
That was a nice set that I bought from Second Sight.
Nice.
But I'll tell you, I love Drive, and I love Ryan Gosling in this movie. I love everything about Drive. But my number 6 movie of all time is 12 Angry Men, and I watch it 3-4 times. When we were preparing for something, I was doing something with some. Oh, I know what I did. I did the 57 picture this. They did 1957. And I watched the 97 version of 12 Angry Men. I just love this movie. I can watch it over and over again. The acting is incredible. The filmmaking by Sidney Lumet is incredible. Drive, though, is an incredible movie. I don't take anything away from Drive. And if it was a different movie it was going up against, there's a good chance I would have picked Drive over something else, but not over 12 Angry Men. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, sounds good. Ashton, what do you say here?
Oh, this is always so hard because obviously every single freaking one of these movies is great, you know? And so you got all these coming up and you're trying to figure out, I don't know. It's like, if I'm going to put one on right now, I'm going to go with Drive. It's fun. It's awesome. From a female perspective, I was always like, it was tough because I think Ryan Gosling's supposed to be this like female heartthrob, and I just never seen him that way, but I don't find like a lot of guys attractive. I don't know. It's weird. So I think I just didn't like him that much. And then I had to like separate that and just like look at him as like a person and an actor, and really like have fallen in love with him as an actor. And I just feel like if I wanted to put something on and enjoy my evening, it would be Drive. But then when I think about like just film and like, I love philosophy. I'm a very heady person. I like to think and like go into these depths of argument. 12 Angry Men is that, so I was like, I'm going to go with my heart tonight. And then it's so hard because then my brain's like, no, 12 Angry Men. So I'm going to do it. Last one I would have said 12 Angry Men. Tonight I'm going to say Drive.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I will say, like, maybe he's not supposed to be like any kind of heartthrob, but like no homo for me. Like I can see it though for some people. So,
Yeah,
but
all right.
yeah. But Ross, what do you say?
I do love Drive, but I've been thinking about 12 Angry Men, and I realized something. Sidney Lumet directed the 2 greatest courtroom dramas of all time, 12 Angry Men and The Verdict. So I'm going to go with 12 Angry Men. And then, no joke, The Verdict probably has a top 5 greatest performance of all time in Paul Newman's performance. He should win the Oscar for The Verdict. So, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I like Drive. I think it is a good movie, but 12 Angry Men is great. Though it's a movie I didn't know what to think about when it dropped on Amazon Prime for me to watch recently, and but it's just a great movie, and it's one of those ones like even though it's a lot of people talking, it keeps you enthralled as well. Like that, it doesn't keep you don't mind it doesn't drift. And just slightly off topic, I actually do think William Friedkin's version of 12 Angry Men is it's not as good. I still think it's good. But I'm gonna go 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, like I'm kind of like of the fact if I don't love slow burn movies, but if a movie is a slow burn and it's done right, then they can be some of my favorite movies of all time. You just got to do it right. If it's not done right, then I'm bored. But I believe it was 12 Angry Men, right? Is that where we're at?
Yes, because I voted for 12 Angry Men
in
the chat. So.
That's right. Okay, and up next we have Blade Runner 2049 up against Psycho. So, maybe this time, since you didn't get to go first last time, Wolf, you can go first. So.
Yeah. So, I absolutely, man, this is hard because Psycho, it's an amazing movie that inspired so many other horror movies. We want to have Halloween, we want to have Nightmare on Elm Street, we want to have all these other iconic films. If it was not for Alfred Hitchcock releasing his masterpiece first, we definitely would not have gotten those. Janet Leigh is incredible in this. Everybody just like it's got one of the best twists ever made, one of the best performances of all time from Anthony Perkins. It's incredible. Blade Runner 2049 though is on another level. I remember sitting there falling in, like I had that feeling in the theater of falling in love with movies again. There's those films that you watch that you're like, oh, I love that movie as you're coming out, or like, oh yeah, that was a really good movie. Then there's that feeling of you feel that connection, like you are falling back in love with cinema as a whole sometimes. And it's like and that's what kind of did it for me. It was Blade Runner 2049. That's what made me want to push on and do more stuff on my channel and do other stuff like that is Blade Runner 2049, just because of how much it blew me away on how it adds so much to the lore of the world, but is also remains its own thing, not being an exact copy of Blade Runner. And just, Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford are incredible in this. And this has the most gorgeous cinematography of maybe any movie ever from the GOAT, Roger Deakins. When he finally won, I actually was like cheering as loud as I could. I may have lost my voice that day. Like it was so good that he finally won for this because God, the world building, the production and design, the effects, everything about this is true artistry. And when people say cinema is art, I'm always going to go to this as a prime example. One of the best movies of the 2010s for sure, and of all time. So for me, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah. So Blade Runner 2049 was one that I rewatched for this because I remember when I first saw it, like I just had the original, I think, too much in my head, and I was just kind of like, the first one's really boring, didn't really do much, and I'm thinking, well, this one's a slow burn too, and it's really boring. And on paper, this seems like it should be like a cool sci-fi action movie that should just be action packed with a lot of like, I don't know, just more bombastic things just happening, and it's really not. It's more of a slow burn, but on a rewatch though, like the first time that I've rewatched it since theater, and like I'm really glad that I did because I think that that like my opinions like almost totally changed on it. I don't know, just sometimes you just gotta give movies a second chance. Like I'm a big believer in either second chances on movies or just like there's one you don't really think you're really gonna love. I mean, you're never really gonna know till you try it. You may as well try it out. And if you're bored or you don't like it, fine. But like you can't really say you don't like it till you try it. So like people that like say, well, I know I'm not gonna like that type of movie, so I'll never watch that. It's like, well, I think that's kind of like a lame way to think, but that's just me. But I mean, yeah, and Denis Villeneuve, like I think that I love every single one of his movies except for Arrival. I don't really like Arrival. I'm just weird. I don't know.
But hey, if you give that a second chance, maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, maybe so. So yeah, I could always give it a second chance. That is true. So yeah, but and then Psycho is one of the all-time like greatest horror movies. But like I'm just really high on the rewatch. Like it's just gorgeous and like the just like the way I don't know. You look at the acting and like the emotions and the I don't know, just the set pieces and like even the sound design, just all of it. It's just really amazing. So yeah, Blade Runner 2049 for me. So, but Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I think one of the most gorgeous movies I've ever seen in my entire life is Blade Runner 2049. I'm right with Wolfman when it comes to the cinematography. I was so happy to see Roger Deakins finally win an Oscar. I mean, this just the color palette for the various like Las Vegas and San Diego and LA and the various cities that he goes to and stuff. And then the inside rooms and the buildings on the inside are just incredibly lit. And that's why the Dune movies look so incredible, because Greg Fraser is like one of the best cinematographers, and he takes off for a lot of what Roger Deakins is doing. You know, if you look at their styles, are very similar styles. And I think it's an amazing. I think I had it at number 4 on my top 10 movies of the year that year, but it's gotten as the years have gone on. I've actually liked it more. I think it made my number 1. I had a tie. I think I had a tie in my life, my love, 50 years in film. It was that Blade Runner and Baby Driver ended up being my top films of the year that year. Unless it was one of the Avengers films, I can't remember. But I elevated to one of my top films of the year that year. So, but Psycho is on another level for me. I mean, I'm a massive Alfred Hitchcock fan, and I think one of the films that you really think about of the master of suspense, the master guy that has the twist, and he has that twist like right in the middle of the movie. You know, he kills off the lead character of the movie a third way through the movie. Like, what the heck is going on? You know, you want to talk about when she's driving in the rain. Oh my God, amazing scenes. That shower scene is an incredible scene. This is how you make a movie with black and white. And really, filmmakers today should learn how to make movies with black and white. You can see so much better of what you're doing if you use black and white. And black and white films can really jump off the screen if you film them right and light them right. But so I'm going to go with Psycho here.
Yeah, sounds good. Ashton, if you're there, what do you say?
I am here. Yes. Gosh, Blade Runner, I've had this weird relationship with it because I'm a big sci-fi fan and I'm a big horror fan. So this is kind of like two, going up against each other. But I think Blade Runner, that was 2017, right?
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah.
2017 is like this blank year of film. Like I think Logan, right? I don't know. It was a weird year for me. I had just had a baby. That was like my year of having a child. Really weird for me. And I just don't remember a lot. And I know like the original Blade Runner, I liked it, but I didn't like love it. And I always felt weird about not loving it. And then this came out and I still had that weird relationship with Ryan Gosling. I just didn't, it wasn't on my radar until like a couple months ago. My husband was watching it in like the dead of night or maybe like early morning. I don't know. And I was just in and out of this like dream world. Every time I woke up, I was just mesmerized. And so I had no concept of like what was even happening in the story. It was just this aesthetic, just the cinematography alone. Like I just kept like pulling myself out because I just wanted to look at more. I'm like, what is even happening? This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, which made me go back and actually watch it. And then I was like completely in love. So yeah, I mean, obviously, Psycho is a classic, but for me, I mean, my sci-fi kind of trumps my horror sometimes, and this is an example of that. So I'm gonna go with Blade Runner.
Yeah, sounds good. I don't know. For some reason, it feels like a movie you should like take some mushrooms and just watch it, being like, "Whoa, what is happening?" Because I just feel like there's some movies like that. Like see it once regular, but then do that. but but Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Blade Runner. I do love Psycho, but the ending I never really cared for. I mean, like I'm talking about, like not the reveal. I love the reveal. I'm talking about, like the scene where they almost food feed you everything that happened. So yeah, but Blade Runner is great. In fact, like at Comic Con, that year they actually had the downtown LA recreating them inside, and it was like even rain in there. So yeah, and we got
Yeah,
freaking walkers, so we can't complain. So yeah, so Blade Runner 2049 is my vote.
that would have been so cool. Yeah, but Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, it took me ages to get around to Blade Runner 2049. I think so I think I watched it the year after it came out because, like, I was like, well, I want to go see a sequel to a movie I didn't like anyway because I wasn't a fan of the first Blade Runner either. I thought I did like it enough, but yeah, but I think Psycho is amazing. I think it's a perfect movie, and yes, I'm going to go Psycho.
All right. Well, I think it's still going to be Blade Runner, so I'll move that one. No, and can I just say, if you ever get these Funyuns, you gotta like hide them in your cupboard. So I could literally down this whole bag. I'm throwing them to the like out of my sight because I'm gonna like polish off that whole bag. but anyways, we have 7 versus Goodwill Hunting. So and we'll go back to Dan first for this one.
Wow. You guys are really killing me here. Because I wasn't on the first part, so I didn't know what made it into the 16. But I'm glad 7 made it. I'm glad 7 made it in the.
Well, actually, blame all of us because we voted these in.
Well, I'm glad you voted 7 in because I think it's a masterpiece of a film. But Goodwill Hunting is such a place in my heart. Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck. I mean, it's such 1997. I've told that story where I saw a doubleheader of Titanic and Goodwill Hunting the same day. What an amazing day of filmmaking that was for me. Watching. I think it was a Saturday afternoon or something, or maybe a Friday afternoon. I'm not sure. But over the years, a movie that I've really appreciated. I got the poster hanging on my wall over there. If you guys, I really have come around to 7 as one of the all-time great films, in my opinion. It had this amazing grain and film making style by David Fincher. It's got one of the great villains. It's got an amazing like pairing of Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman and stuff, and the mystery and the detective stuff. And it just, to me, it's just risen up my list of favorite films over the years. And 1995, what a phenomenal year of filmmaking that people don't really talk about that much. So I'm going to go against my better judgment here, and I'm going to go with 7.
Yeah, sounds good. Ashton, what do you say?
Yeah, man. This is hard. I mean, obviously, Goodwill Hunting's a beautiful classic. I mean, who doesn't love it? But 7 might. 7's actually on my top 64 that I'm working on right now, and Goodwill Hunting isn't. Surprisingly, I don't think it's going to cut it out. So I feel like I'm going to have to go with 7. It might be my favorite Fincher film. I might put it above Fight Club. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. I love Morgan Freeman. I actually like Brad Pitt a little bit better in this. I love the thriller, a little bit scarier. I really, really love it. So I'm going to go with 7.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say here?
I'm gonna go with Goodwill Hunting, even though that's 7. 7's actually my second favorite David Fincher movie. The first being Gone Girl. So yeah, but Goodwill Hunting, is both these movies are great, but I'm gonna go with Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you got?
I love Good Will Hunting. I think it's great. But it does come up here a lot. For good reason, obviously. But
Yeah.
but just because it doesn't come up nearly as much, and it's a great movie as well. So I'm going to vote 7.
Yeah, sounds good. Wolf, what are you going for?
So, yeah, I love both of these. And speaking of 7, Ashton, that's a good reason to watch Memories of Murder because it's for your top 64. Because if it makes it, there's a good chance. I could definitely see that's being in there because it's very 7-like and very and it's kind of mystery and such. But there's a lot of people, and I kind of want to get your opinions on this. I can see the arguments for both that it's a thriller, but there are some people just because of the imagery that like some people will say no, this is like a full-on like horror movie, like because of the imagery that David Fincher is showing here, and just because of some of like because it's the stuff that you have to be put through during this movie. It's like if you put your shoes and if you put yourself into the shoes of the victims, it kind of becomes like horror pretty much. And I've heard that debate through a lot of film fans, and I can easily see it's a thriller, it's a horror film debate. I can see both sides easily. I absolutely love it. It's my second favorite Fincher as well. I think this is truly remarkable, and and Brad Pitt's great. Even yes, Kevin Spacey, bad person but great actor. He was great in this, and everybody else was did that absolutely put their A game in here. The script is great. My my 7th favorite movie of all time though is Good Will Hunting for a reason, because this movie just personally connects to me more. The script is exquisite. The characters are just so real and honest, and the performances are raw and authentic, and just it is absolutely beautiful and will always have a personal connection for me. So I'm gonna go Good Will Hunting here.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, this one's kind of easier for me because I think Good Will Hunting, you could say masterpiece for the dialogue, like in the way that's written, and so I think that's cool that it was kind of written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and they wrote like such an amazing script for it. But 7 just has so many elements. Like David Fincher is my favorite director, so and even 7 that might be like my 4th or even 5th. On the David Fincher list for me, just because like you got The Social Network, you got Fight Club, you got Gone Girl, Zodiac. There's some pretty good ones. And when I first watched, so this is another one that I had to give a second watch to because I didn't realize how much of a horror movie that it would actually be. So to answer that question, Wolf, I think that it is a straight up horror movie because like I was pretty like shocked by like some of the imagery and like the things that you see. It's just pretty like unnerving, I think, but it's really really good though, and yeah, like I think 7 rules, and I'm gonna vote for 7. So, and I believe it's going to be 7. Moving on, right. Next up, we got Fight Club. Speaking of Fincher, there you go.
Hey, we got a Fincher versus Fincher matchup here.
Yeah, and then School of Rock. So we'll see if we get the Fincher matchup, maybe, but we'll go to Ashton. What are you going for?
I if it were up to me, I would say School of Rock. I love School of Rock so much, but I want to know how Fight Club and 7 will go up.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to put them against each other, but I also how is School of Rock done in the past? I feel like I don't see it a lot. Is that wrong?
Usually does pretty well. I think when it's here, like it goes far, but it's only here some, like not a lot. I don't think.
I think Fight Club is there more, I believe, as far as.
Yeah, I think I could probably guess where it would go. I'm gonna go with School of Rock. I'm going with my heart tonight. I love School of Rock. I love Fight Club actually, but not as much as School of Rock. All right.
Let's rock today. But Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Fight Club. I do love School Rock, but it's not. Like I love the themes and the deeper meaning of Fight Club.
Yeah. Malcolm, what are you going for? I think you're muted.
I was pulling a Steven.
Okay, yeah. All right.
But yeah, I like Fight Club. I don't love it, but I do think it's a good movie. But yeah, I've kind of gained a better appreciation for School Rock recently. I do think it's good and yeah, it's just one of those ones that's always a lot of fun. So you know what, I'm going to tell a story of the Rent because it's long overdue. School of Rock.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolf, what do you say?
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Sorry. I do I love Jack Black in this. His singing is great. And I discovered something on my Blu-ray not too long ago, and I started it, and I'm going to finish it now. There's something that they're calling a commentary on there, which is like spelled with a K, and it's all the kids at their kid ages from the School of Rock movie giving commentary on it as you watch the film, and it's so adorable. It is like the most adorable thing ever to listen to these kids and their experiences about the film while you watch it. It's so great. But yeah, I love it. It's very personal to me. But my second favorite movie of all time is Fight Club. I've talked about it. It is a film that every time I rewatch it, I just catch something new out of it every time. The characters, Tyler Durden, is great in there. Just the performances, everything about it is great. I know we're breaking rules talking about this movie right now because rule number 1 and 2, but I don't care because it is worth breaking the rules for a true masterpiece in cinema. So I'm definitely gonna say Fight Club, and this will become a Fight Club if y'all don't agree with me.
Yeah, right. Well, Malcolm, I know that story about the Rent. The Legend of the Rent was way hardcore. Yeah, Jack Black is so much fun in School of Rock, and I've mentioned before that's one of the best dates I've ever had. Like me and the date that went with, we were really into music, we were really vibing and just laughing and having a great time, and so that was fun. But Fight Club to me, like I mentioned, I'm a David Fincher guy, and yeah, this movie is just incredible. And I was so late to it that I only watched it about 4 years ago or 3, something like that, and the twist was not spoiled for me, and so I was able to go in and like not even know the twist in it, and which was awesome. And that's why like I'm always a little like I mean, even on like older movies, I'm like, should we spoil it? I don't know. This is an old movie. If you haven't seen it by now, it's too bad. But maybe some people want to like just haven't seen it, and they just it would enhance their watch of the movie, because without that, maybe I wouldn't love the movie as much as I do. And it's just so good. And there's like great humor, great like action fighting scenes, and it's just and like twists and turns in it. And yeah, also shout out to Helena Bonham Carter. She's really good in it too. So yeah, I'll go Fight Club. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm not. I just there's so much about Fight Club I don't like, and I just don't like the twist. I don't like. I mean, Meatloaf was okay. I mean, I just feel like it was a step down for me from David Fincher, from Seven to Zodiac not Zodiac to Fight Club. I don't know if he did anything in between Seven and Fight Club, but it felt like a step down for me. I know there's this whole world of people that just love this movie. I just don't like it that much, and I don't think it's a very good movie. And I love School of Rock. I love rock and roll. I love the fact that this guy was teaching kids how to be rock and roll musicians and stuff. You have and I forgot to say this when we talked about it last time. You had David Grohl in there, pops in. Also, Mike White, the guy that created White Lotus, and he was on Survivor.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Forget that he's in School of Rock. He's the substitute teacher that. I love School of Rock. I think this is one of Jack Black's best.
Ned Schneebly.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with School of Rock.
Yeah, sounds good. So, but I believe we have a tie.
Is it a tie? Yeah, I think.
What did you vote for, Ross? I'm trying to remember.
I voted for Fight Club.
Fight Club. So I think Fight Club takes that. I think we had 4.
Ashton, you voted for Fight Club too, right?
No, School of Rock.
Oh, it is a tie.
But then Malcolm.
I
voted School of Rock.
Oh yeah, it is a tie. All right, so
it goes to me. And I'm going for School of Rock.
Oh,
we're not gonna have a Fincher versus Fincher.
Ruined our Fincher matchup. Damn it!
I just want the better movie. I want the better movie I like more to move forward.
Also, to answer your question, Dan, in between 7 and Fight Lab, he did The Game.
Oh yeah.
What? The what?
The Game.
The Game.
Oh, The Game. Oh, that was
good. Douglas. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, that's in my top 5 Fincher movies.
I like The Game though. That twist in The Game was really good.
Yeah. Side number 1. We may need to pick it up just a tad bit, but we'll let Wolf, if anyone, be the long talker for his championship. But we got Singing in the Rain versus Gladiator. So it'll be Ross first. So what do you say?
Oh, I love Gladiator. So Gladiator, but Singing in the Rain's really good.
Yeah, it's a cool Gladiator poster. I dig that. But Malcolm, what do you say?
I love Singing in the Rain, so Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, sounds good. Wolf, what do you say?
I'm singing in the Gladiator arena because I absolutely love both of these, but Gladiator is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Period. It is my number 10. I think this movie is truly Ridley Scott's magnum opus, in my opinion, and it is something that just every time I watch it, it just gets better and better, and it's truly a timeless classic, in my opinion. Deserved Best Picture when it won the Oscar for sure, and it's truly a masterpiece. But it makes me trepidatious or a little cautious for Gladiator 2, because while there is excitement there, I also know Ridley Scott has not been on this level in a little while. So I'm really holding out hope that it is going to be good, but I just know it's not going to be on the same level of Gladiator. But Singing in the Rain, one of the best films about filmmaking ever made. It's incredible. And the colors, the Technicolor is drop dead gorgeous. But yeah, I'm going to go Gladiator here.
Someone's watching this stream's like, oh, I've got an idea for Broadway musical. Gladiator the musical. We get Russell Crowe back to sing in the
yeah.
Oh yeah, Jordan, you ruined Gladiator for me now after the story about your brother.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I was gonna say. In the words of my brother, after he got back from the dentist, hopped up on drugs after he got his wisdom teeth out. I want to watch Gladiator. I just want to go and watch Gladiator to make me be a better man. so yeah, for Gladiator, so I can be a better man. So that'll be my vote. But Dan,
yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. One of the great experiences of my life is seeing Gladiator in the theater for the first time, and I probably watch it like once a year since then. It's come next year. Will be 25 years old. Gladiator, isn't that crazy? And I just think Russell Crowe gives an incredible performance. There's like CGI, like groundbreaking CGI in that we take for granted nowadays. If you watch the special features, you see some of the special features. But I love like Richard Harris. It's like one of the last things Richard Harris did. Oliver Reed died after making it, so we didn't get any more from Oliver Reed after that. Jaimin Hunsu's amazing in it. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix if it wasn't for Benicio del Toro, he would have won an Oscar for that. I strongly believe he wins the Oscar if it wasn't for Benicio del Toro in Traffic, which he was incredible in Traffic. But I mean, it's Roger Ebert's number one movie of all time. But it's just a movie. If you're a film fan, you just can't help but love Singing in the Rain. And I just think it's a movie for film fans about the movie industry and changing from silent movies to talkies and stuff like that. And it's just such a gorgeous movie. The songs are memorable. So yeah, I got to go with Singing in the Rain.
Oh yeah, Dan. Like Oliver Reed did not die after the movie; he died making the movie.
No, I said it was his last movie. I didn't say he died after the movie. I said it was his last movie.
Yeah. Well, Ashton, what do you say here?
I'm embarrassed to say I have only seen Gladiator once, and I think that was in the theater. Was that 2000? Well, I was like,
Yeah.
And I remember it having such a big impact for sure. I just haven't gone back and watched it again, which I'm putting on my list to do so because
before Gladiator 2, there you go. You watch it for the second one.
Exactly.
But Singing in the Rain, I used to be like did not sleep in high school, and I remember watching Singing in the Rain like at 2 a.m. so many times, and just like closing my eyes and just doing the dance moves. I was in it, I was like on vaudeville or whatever, and I was gonna make these movies, and it was just a different time, and I just like could go there. Like this movie just brought me there completely, and I don't feel like a lot of movies do that as well as this does for me, and it's just sunshine in a film, and it makes me so happy. So I'm gonna go with Singing in the Rain.
Well, funny enough, so after the first time I watched Singing in the Rain, I actually had a dream that I was Gene Kelly doing all the dance moves and everything. So
me too.
But I woke up thinking like how did I do those dance moves? I cannot do those dance moves, but I did them in my dream. It's weird, but
have you really tried?
Yeah, right. Maybe, but Ross, what do you say?
Oh, I voted first. Remember, I voted for Gladiator.
Okay, so I believe it's Gladiator.
Make sure you get those right.
Ross.
Well, you got three for Singing in the Rain. I know that. It's a tie to Ashton.
Oh, then it's a tie. Okay. Well, I can't.
Oh, Singing in the
Tie
Rain.
to Ashton. Come on, Ashton.
Oh,
all right.
There we go.
Good job, Ashton.
That's true.
My top 10 is dying tonight. Jeez,
You put these movies on your list, Wolf.
Yeah,
they gave me crap. When I was getting upset about mine, 64 people like, you put them on your list.
Yeah, right. Schindler's List up against Seven Samurai. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh god.
Yeah. So it'll be Malcolm first. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen Seven Samurai, but I've seen The Magnificent Seven. It's basically the same movie.
Don't use that as an excuse not to watch Seven Samurai.
Not quite, not so much.
Come on, Malcolm.
Hey, Seven's look, from what I understand, Magnificent Seven is loosely based on Seven Samurai, so it's basically the same movie.
Yeah.
But Schindler's List is such a good movie, and it's definitely one that's hard to watch, but it's one of those ones like I'm not one of the people that will say it's only a one-time watch. Like sometimes hard to watch movies, you can rewatch. Obviously, you're not watching it if you watch it immediately after you watch it once, but it's definitely one I'll definitely rewatch again. But I'm gonna go Schindler's List.
Yeah, no. I will say this is like why I say oh no, but when I saw this because these might be two of the most important movies in like cinema history, maybe right here. So the battle of importance, kind of. But Wolf, what do you say?
Well, not only the battle of importance, but it is a battle of quality. Because holy shit, this might be the hardest one for me so far. Because like these are both like absolutely 3.5 hour long epics. Like, this is just like both of these are truly magical pieces of work. Seven Samurai just completely wraps you up in that world, and just every single battle sequence, every single samurai, it's just like you are completely locked in through the whole time. And it is truly one of the most important films ever made, because without it, we would not have gotten Kill Bill. We probably would not have gotten I know we wouldn't have gotten the Magnificent Seven if it wasn't for Seven Samurai, and we wouldn't have gotten several other really important tentpole blockbusters later on in life, because it's just, it is one of the most influential movies ever created. Schindler's List is, I remember saying, because I have it like number 28 on my list or something like that. I love it. It's fantastic. Even though it's not in my top 10, I've always said to myself that there's a very good chance that this might be like the best movie ever made. Even though it's not in my top 10, this might just be the best movie ever made. Like, when you look at the score, the performances, the editing, the cinematography, every single aspect of it is truly and utterly perfection. There's not a single thing wrong with the movie. It's just so hard to watch that makes it like a little lower down, but still adore the film for me. And it's that there's some haunting imagery in this film that still has never left my mind since I've seen it, and never will leave my mind. It is an important film because of the meaning behind it, and is the best movie about the Holocaust. I know even Steven Spielberg says it's the best movie about the Holocaust, but like, it is. He can say that about his own film, because like, it is. It truly is. Like, there's nothing better. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go Schindler's List here, but God, that's hard.
Yeah, so I'll try not to be too long, but I do want to just talk about. So last week I went to Washington D.C. and went to the Holocaust Museum there, and that is like one of the most sobering experiences of your life. Like, if you ever get a chance to go, like, plan to spend about 4 hours of your day there, because if you want to truly take it in, like, you're just immersed in like every single aspect of like World War II, even some World War I stuff, and like Hitler's rise to power, and like all the people that were involved. But then there's just like some experiences that you see, like they take you to this place where you get to see all the shoes of like the children and that were killed during the Holocaust, and they have a part where they have you go into this train, like you're being loaded in the train, like the Jews were, and then they have like a whole shrine area where they have this big flame thing that's like lit to remember the Jews that were killed during the war, and there's just so many things. They got music playing, they got videos throughout, they got so many like things, and like we were kind of in a hurry. I didn't get to see everything that I wanted to see and like have the kind of moment I really wanted to have, because we tried to cram a lot into 4 days, but man, it is just like it's not just Jews that were killed and like persecuted. You got like gypsies, even like Jehovah's Witness, people of other faiths, and like even homosexuals, like disabled people. Like, it's just it's really crazy. So that's probably one of the most like I don't like probably like one of the best experiences, but also like humbling and like just sad too. But something I think everyone should do if you get the chance. I've never been to anything like that before. So and because of that, I got to give it to Schindler's List. It gives me a whole new appreciation for this movie, and there's nobody else in the world that I think should have tackled something like this than Steven Spielberg, who is a Jew himself, and he made an absolute masterpiece, and it's just so good. And as important as Seven Samurai is, that it had so much influence, it is great, but Schindler's List is just like one of the the masterpiece. When you say the word masterpiece, it's like that's the first movie I think of. So yeah, Schindler's List. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about Schindler's List that it hasn't been already said a million times over? It's an incredible movie, and I've watched it a bunch of times. And I thought, oh, you watch it? Yeah, because I want to watch great movies, and the little girl in the pink jacket, and and then just Ralph Fiennes gets robbed of an Oscar. He should have won an Oscar. I can't remember who beat him out that year, but Liam Neeson is incredible. Ben Kingsley is amazing. It's just a phenomenal looking movie, and it's about something that really, we live in a time where politicians and schools and people, they want to take books out of schools. They want to take this historical stuff out of schools, and they don't want to teach it in classrooms, and they want to pretend it didn't happen, the Holocaust, and it's atrocious, taking books about this out of schools and stuff. It's like ridiculous. But Seven Samurai is probably one of, if not the greatest movie of all time, one of the probably top, relatively speaking, I consider it probably one of the greatest movies of all time. It's not, obviously it's not on my top 10 list and so forth, so that's a little bit, but it's just, if you talk about the great filmmakers and the great people that make films and the people that work in the industry, they revere Seven Samurai, and like you said, it's inspired so many other types of things and stuff like that. Inspired George Lucas. It's inspired so many other people. And so just for that reason, I'm going to go with Seven Samurai, but it doesn't take anything away from the greatness of Schindler's List, and Steven Spielberg's my second favorite director. So there you go.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Dan, Ray Fiennes lost to Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah,
And
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive. Oh man, I think that Ray Fiennes should have had that easy, but
that's horrible.
Yeah, but
we couldn't even figure out what the movie was. We're like, wait, what was he in that beat him?
Yeah, right.
He literally, okay, in my opinion, Tommy Lee Jones is literally fifth that year, because you got Leonardo DiCaprio with Eating Gilbert Grape, Ray Fiennes in Schindler's List, and then you got John Malkovich in The Line of Fire, and then you got Pete Postlethwaite in The Name of the Father. So yeah.
Jeez, crazy.
Yeah. Well, he had the line. It's the thing is, he had that Oscar moment line where he says, "I didn't kill my wife. I don't care."
Which is improvised. So that's another.
Yeah.
Well, Ashton, what do you say?
Yeah, you want to speed up the recording here, the live. So put up Schindler's List against Seven Samurai.
Yeah, right.
Go at it. That's
I'm gonna slow it down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a big halt on this for a second, because everybody's got some things to say. Yeah, this is impossible. Seven Samurai, like everybody said, I mean, I think every list I've ever seen puts it in the top 10. And Schindler's List doesn't always make that top 10, but I think for like people who really love film, Seven Samurai is usually in there, and in most of them, honestly, in the top, two or three movies. So it's a hard one. And it's also like, I consider the godfather of everything I love. You think about Star Wars and so many things, and it's like a movie that drags you in and you don't want to leave. You want to get lost in this epic. And then Schindler's List is a movie that drags you in and you spend the entire time trying to scrape your way out of it. It's like so uncomfortable and painful. And I always have to remember, though, that those moments are the moments that make you learn the most, because somebody had to make that film. And the Holocaust was, one of the most horrible, genocides to happen in history. I mean, some people consider it the largest. It's actually not the largest, but the most well documented for sure. Yeah. And to take something so horrific and make a film that captures that horror so vividly, it would just be like it's even just emotionally too much for most people. I mean, it just takes a kind of brilliance that I just think, most people could muster up. And I'm gonna give it to Schindler's List tonight. I didn't give it to Schindler's List last time, and I lost sleep over it. So I'm gonna go Schindler's List. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Schindler's List. I do love Seven Samurai, but like Schindler's List, and what Spielberg said, I actually agree with. He says that Zone of Interest is the best Holocaust movie since Schindler's List, and I agree. So yeah,
I need to see Zone of Interest. I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, but it'll be Schindler's List here. So
Chef's
Everybody
kiss
else.
is zone of interest.
Yeah.
But with that,
Oh, yeah.
I've actually got to head off.
All
Sure,
right.
Malcolm. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to plug real quick?
Yeah, you can find me on Tape Productions, the host of Bankum every week. And this Sunday, we've got one opportunity to rank 12 Eminem songs.
Yeah.
And on my other show, Speed from the Past, which will be next Tuesday, I'm to be talking about World Rumble 2009. I've got James Shimo and Ryan Payne on there, so and I
Cool.
pop up here and there. So
Yeah. Sounds good. Thanks again, Malcolm.
See you later, Malcolm.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But up next we have Stand By Me. But when I first saw that, I thought it was a different movie on your list. But
It's almost like a horror movie because that's like a skull at the top.
yeah,
of it.
right. And then The Shining. So not
Wow,
two horror
two
movies,
Stephen-
but from the poster you would think so.
Wow, two Stephen King movies.
Yeah.
Stephen King stories.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's the Stephen King battle, yeah. But so it'll be Wolf first, you say.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, this is tough because it's a Stephen King battle here, and I know that Stephen King isn't a fan of The Shining from Stanley Kubrick, but sorry, Stephen King, you tried to do it. You tried to make your own The Shining, and it just didn't work. It was not the same. This film is truly timeless and it's truly amazing, and what Stanley Kubrick is able to do, and just the making just this hotel terrifying, making Jack Nicholson absolutely terrifying in this movie, and Shelley Duvall's performance is just, man, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. You were truly an icon, and this performance is just goes to show it. And the colors, the cinematography here, just everything about it is just truly a magical experience on screen.
thank you.
But for me, Stand By Me is like so personal to me. I relate a lot to this film. I have buddies of mine who, who are now kind of distancing themselves. They're going away off to the military. One of them is going into college and all this stuff and is far away for college. So I don't get to see them as much. And so I'm distancing myself from these friends. And we're all like a group that we just hang out a lot, and we all really are close to one another. And so just seeing that drift apart is just really heartbreaking. And so Stand By Me just has a very profound effect on me. And plus, I mean, it has one of the greatest songs ever created, and the Stand By Me, Stand By Me. So I'm definitely gonna say, as far as the two Stephen King stories go, I think my favorite is probably gonna have to be Stand By Me, as far as movie adaptations at least. So there we go. I'm gonna Stand By Me.
Yeah, I'll keep it pretty short about each one. I mean, I'm probably gonna vote for The Shining, but I think it's really good, and it's mostly the performances and the atmosphere that just do it for me. So, but it's not really like one of my favorite horror movies, but I think I do like it quite a bit better than Stand By Me. For whatever reason, I just didn't connect with Stand By Me as much. It's still a good movie, and Wolf, you said it's very personal. I wonder if you found a dead body with your friends once, but yeah. So I'll give it to The Shining, and one of these days I want to go to the Stanley Hotel because I don't live that far away from it. So yeah, but yeah, The Shining. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I love Stand By Me. I think it's a great buddy film. The kids that are sticking together, doing a mission together. They're, you know what I mean, and it really it just takes you back to when you're a kid. Did you have this kind of? I didn't have a lot of friends like this when I was growing up. So this kind of movie, I kind of makes me sad that I didn't have some buddies that I could hang out with like this and go on a mission and do something serious and smart and whatever. But The Shining, there's so much about it that's so amazing. The cinematography, the acting, just the story in general. I don't know why Stephen King doesn't like this, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's it's actually one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Stanley Kubrick film. So I'm gonna go with The Shining.
Yeah. Ashton, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm Stand By Me, same thing with Wolf. It's really it's like haunting. Like it's so interesting. I think it was like supposed to be autobiographical, right? For Stephen King. I remember. That's like he wrote it kind of based on his
sense.
Yeah, and it's just kind of interesting because you have all these like, scary kind of horror, and then there's this autobiographical, Stand By Me that he wrote, and it's, it's still kind of horrific to me. It's it didn't give me all like the feel good feelings I feel like it gave Wolf. Like it was more of a kind of stomach clenching, kind of painful thing to watch, but it was very like visceral, and I love Stand By Me. However, I'm gonna go with The Shining. Just here's Johnny, all work, no play I say that all the time. Like all work, no play makes Ashton a dull girl.
You do.
Sometimes like the door's locked and somebody tries to come get in it, and I'm like, back against the wall, just imagine the axe. Like I just live in this freaking film. Like it's probably my favorite horror ever. I just absolutely think it was fantastic. I just love The Shining. It'd be hard to go against it. I don't know what Stephen King was thinking. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, the quote I use all the time is the Wendy love of my life. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna bash your fucking brain in. No, I'm just kidding. People get a little like freaked out when I say it, but but yeah,
like nuts. He's just got those. He delivers, and anytime I feel that little bit of crazy seep in, I'm just like, I'm Jack. I go full Jack.
Yeah, right.
Such a good one.
But Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with The Shining. I do love Stand By Me, but The Shining just seemed like incredible. And the scene full of blood, and then the blowjob scene, which is creepy as hell too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I once watched there was a special, I think it was who's the guy from that he was the guy from the first Deadpool movie that played Ryan Reynolds' best friend, the guy that went crazy with the curly hair. But anyways,
Tim Miller?
TJ Miller?
Yeah. So TJ Miller does a stand-up special from the Stanley Hotel, which is pretty cool. Like it's on his YouTube channel. It's kind of cool, and he like tours around it, and is like brings a camera crew through all the rooms and stuff. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so I think it'll be The Shining, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got The Thing up against Unbreakable. I'm back. And this time it'll be Ashton first.
Yeah, I just watched The Thing again. And I feel like bad to say because I feel like at the beginning, I think it was Memories of Murder I was supposed to watch in this last like 5 days or whatever. And I'm like, oh, Wolf, I'm going to do it. And then Jordan, you're like, oh, you chose family and life over it. No, I chose
you chose The Thing over it, but that's okay. The Thing rules.
Again.
Yeah.
And I love Unbreakable. I mean, I absolutely do. But The Thing, I just
do it for Pal, Ashton. Do it for Pal. Remember, it's one of Pal's 5 favorite movies. He said.
Is it? Yeah. My grandpa. Yeah. Unbreakable.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think he's seen The Thing.
Yeah. Right. Maybe he changes. But Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Unbreakable. I love The Thing. I just love Unbreakable even more. It's my favorite superhero film of all time. So yeah, Unbreakable.
Oh, nice. I like that take. My favorite superhero movie. But Wolf, if you're there, I don't know if he's back yet. But we'll come back to him if he does. Come back for your own favorite movies so you can talk about them. But yeah, this one's tough because Malcolm did best M. Night Shyamalan movies on his list. Yeah, he ranked them, and I wasn't on there, but I watched it, and it made me want to do my own ranking, so I did. And Unbreakable is my number one M. Night Shyamalan movie. I wasn't sure, like I had to think about it, but yeah, I think that movie's so good and it's so well done. And there's just like when it came out too, you weren't really used to like the M. Night Shyamalan twist. So when it comes, it really hits you. And for a lot of people, I know it freaked them out quite a bit. And it's just haunting. It's just like so good. Even the trailers for this movie are just like so good. But I mean, it's The Thing though. The Thing might be like the greatest horror movie ever made. Like it's pretty close. I have about 3 of them, and 2 of them were on this list, with Psycho and then The Thing, and then maybe Halloween. I don't know. There's some debate there, which we're gonna have in October coming up on the channel. But yeah, I got to give it to The Thing. It's so good. So yeah, The Thing.
Yeah, Wolfman put in the chat that he voting for The Thing as well.
Okay, for The Thing.
So that's Ashton. You voted for what? The Thing or
yep.
Unbreakable?
The Thing, yeah.
Yep.
And then Ross voted for Unbreakable, and then it's 3. It's 3 for The Thing and 1 for Unbreakable right now. So
yeah, but what would you have voted for, Dan?
It's my turn now. Yeah, The Thing is my number 2 or 3 greatest horror movie of all time. I think it creates atmosphere, and once again, another movie set in the cold, where the cold is really like a character in the movie. It's just, you feel like you're freezing. No, I don't want to say something because Ashton's here, so I'm not going to say that. But you just yes, exactly. I don't want to be a mean person, say mean things.
You're freezing your Royal Rastafari Ninis off. Say that from Cool Runnings.
Whatever. Yeah, so but I love Unbreakable. It's probably my second favorite M. Night Shyamalan film behind The Sixth Sense. But I mean, The Thing is one of the all-time great horror films of all time, from one of the all-time great horror masters. What's his name? John Carpenter. John Carpenter. So I got to go with The Thing.
Yeah, I mean, just think that he did the score and he directed it. He does.
Ashton actually saw him perform live in Barcelona.
Really? Ooh, that'd be an amazing experience. Yeah.
In Barcelona, Spain for my honeymoon. It was pretty sweet.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. So,
cool.
So it'll be The Thing. Yeah. Man, we got Mad Max Fury Road up against Empire.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You're up first, Ross.
Yep.
Oh,
you're up first.
God.
Good luck.
This is actually closer than you would think, but I got my girlfriend here, and then she's gonna slap me if I don't vote. Wait, if I don't vote Star Wars, so I'm voting Star Wars.
Yeah.
You won't have a girlfriend anymore.
That whip sound your dad has.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, when your girlfriend's actually in the room with you, you kind of gotta take her side. If she's not in the room, then you can think about it. But I don't think Wolf's back yet, so I'll let him talk if he comes back. But yeah, like for me, like I've listened to some people who actually saw Empire Strikes Back in theaters and experienced that for the first time, like in a crowded, like packed theater, and it gives me a new appreciation for it, because my theater experience was Mad Max Fury Road, and when I worked at a theater, and I would sneak in every time I got a break, and every chance that I possibly could, to go rewatch this thing because it was so amazing. But like the Empire Strikes Back, I mean, you think about the way that it ended on such a cliffhanger, to where the heroes didn't win, the Empire won, and you find out that he's Luke's father, and then at the end when Han Solo's getting dipped in the carbonite, and then you have Chewbacca just going crazy on a rampage, and you don't know if these characters are even going to survive to the next movie. You have no idea. You think they're just done for, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a movie that just kind of just pulls at your heartstrings like that, and in that kind of way. You're just like, geez, and you're also introduced to Yoda too. That'll become an iconic character, and the love story between Han and Leia, and just so good. And the more I think about it, the Empire is still not my favorite Star Wars. It's Return of the Jedi for me, but it's still I don't know, just for what it did at the time, and for the legacy of the impact it has on movies, and how it's so much ingrained into pop culture. I mean, maybe the most iconic line in in all of movie history might be Luke, I am your father, like the most like recognizable line. So I think I got to give it to Empire for all those reasons. So
Yeah.
But Dan, yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you want Wolfman to go?
Hey, sorry.
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry, I had to go handle something, but I'm back now.
Yeah. What are you going for here?
But I mean, yeah, Mad Max Fury Road. This is so tough because Mad Max Fury Road is truly just a mind-blowing experience. It's one of those films that I always like revisit, and honestly, it might be one of my most watched films and one of my most debated films. For the people who always say like this film has no substance, I'm always debating this film constantly.
Well, Malcolm left just in time. He's one of those people.
I know, right? So it's just like, but I truly think that this is magical, and I've been trying to get Ross to like it, and he finally does now because I'm like, dude, just watch it and look at these themes, and you will see them and all that stuff, and eventually he did really love it. And this was my favorite movie of that year. This was the one I was rooting for to win Best Picture. This is just truly the action movie, I think, of the 21st century. Like not just the action movie of the 21st century. I think this is truly George Miller pulled off a feat that very few can actually pull off, and does it exquisitely. I also think it was snubbed for a Best Score nomination because it should have been nominated for Best Score. And honestly, I think that year, The Revenant cinematography is great, but I might have actually awarded Mad Max Fury Road for cinematography. It was up to me because the cinematography in that is gorgeous. But Empire Strikes Back is in my top 10 of all time. This film is excellent. This is number 9 on my top 10 of all time. I think this is the best made Star Wars movie. Just everything it does, how it enhances what the original did, and pushes things even further. That whole twist with the "I am your father" is one of the iconic twists in cinema. It's truly, truly a magnificent film, and is the film that made me fall in love with cinema first. Because I watched this film when I was young. I watched Star Wars: New Hope. I was like a baby at the time, or a young kid. And I was like, it was good. It was good. I like that. But then it was Empire, and watching that completely, I saw what cinema could do. And I was just like, whoa. And so, yeah, Empire Strikes Back is definitely the one I'm going to go for here. But I adore Fury Road, so this is hard.
Yeah, I think just because a movie's balls to the walls action from beginning to end doesn't mean it still can't be nominated for an Oscar or even win. Like, I think it still can, but anyways, Dan.
Yeah, no, I'm Mad Max. I've seen it in 2 different versions. I've seen it in black and white. I've seen it in color. It's amazing. I rewatched all the Mad Max movies leading up to Furiosa, and it really is a great, great, great movie. And but that being said, Empire Strikes Back is one of the things that made me the movie fan and the movie, the film critic I am today. I saw it when I was 6 years old. It's one of the most transcendent moments of my entire life as a film fan. I was crying, bawling my eyes out as a 6-year-old. I couldn't believe that Darth Vader was Luke's father. And my favorite character, Han, was frozen in carbonite, and and that march, that march, dun 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 dun. I mean, it's one of the most iconic pieces of music I've ever seen. I mean, John Williams is just. I mean, as a Boston Pops guy, I mean, I listen to so much of his music, but that to me is one of the pieces of music that I'll never forget in my entire life. The Empire's March, or the something March, or whatever they call it.
Imperial March or something.
Yeah, Imperial March. Yeah. Empire's 4 on my all-time list of best films of all time. So, unfortunately, Mad Max just came up against the juggernaut for me, and that's Empire Strikes Back, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, all my nephews don't talk about Mad Max, but they talk about Empire like all the time. So, but Ashton, what do you say?
I mean, obviously, I'm going to say Empire. I mean, it's like, I think you said 6. I was 9. My mom showed me these. I was living in a little town in Idaho right before I moved to Washington. Shout out Idaho, Jordan.
Yeah,
And,
shout out Idaho.
and my mom showed me A New Hope. And I remember being like, okay, I'm intrigued. But then she's like, if you like that, wait until you see this shit. And I remember being like, okay, and then we watched this and my mind blew. Like, it was the first time my mind completely blew. And that was Empire Strikes Back. So I could never go against it. But I do have to take a minute to say that my daughter loves Furiosa. We took her to see it. She loved it so much.
Oh,
so I was like, all right, let's watch Mad Max, because I wasn't a big Fury Road fan when it came out.
Oh.
I feel like I was like friggin' high or something when I watched it. I don't know. I just didn't give it a fair shake because I've like just shit on it so many times. Not so many, but I've shit on it a couple times. And I rewatched it with my daughter the other day, and in another movie I chose to watch instead of Memories of Murder. I'm so sorry. So just a couple days ago too. Shoot, that movie's fantastic. I don't know what the hell I was saying. So I just I want to give like a formal apology to Fury Road. Absolutely. I'm an asshole. So yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
Well, when I think about it, I don't even know how they made Mad Max Fury Road. I have no idea how they pulled that off.
They won't talk about it either.
90% of it is practical effects. So.
I know, and it just seems like half the people should be dead. It's like, but they pulled it off. I don't know how they did it, but
well, they just filmed the same scenes over and over again and got different angles.
Yeah, maybe that's a big part of it. But did you vote, Ross? I don't know if you voted.
Yeah, remember I voted for Empire.
Okay, so then it'll be Empire. Okay, Empire. We have Alien up against Come and See. Okay. And it'll be Wolf first.
Dang. Okay, so obviously with the hype of Alien Romulus, Alien is now the big talk of the town, because that movie was awesome and Alien is awesome. This film is truly just a horror classic, a sci-fi classic, and has one of the best jump scares, period, that gets me every single time. Like, literally, I've seen the film so many times and it still gets me, is whenever Dallas is in the vents and he's climbing down and then all of a sudden the xenomorph is like right there and it's like does that thing and just like, oh my god, seriously, like every single time it gets me. And yeah, the way the xenomorph looks, the design of it, the atmosphere of this film, great film, by the way. A bad movie to do a commentary on, because I did a commentary on this film with my buddy Nick Cooling, and we like pretty much didn't have anything to say, because it's one of those movies that, not that this is a bad thing, this is a I think that this works for this film, but because it's so slow and kind of meanders at a pace like that, there's not like a whole lot happening like at once on screen. It makes it hard to do a commentary on. I was just like, that's a beautiful shot. Yeah, look at that scenery. That's a really beautiful scene. It just made it kind of harder to do a commentary on, but a great film. Absolutely love it. And yeah, come and see. You all, if y'all have not seen it, y'all need to come and see this movie, because this movie is truly horrifying and haunting, and there's some imagery in here that I will never, ever, ever forget. This is a horror war film. That is what I'm saying. This is just straight up a horror war film. This is, man, I've never quite seen anything like it. Because I know where this is probably going to go, I want to show some love to Come and See. And so I'm going to say Come and See.
Yeah. I remember, so I have seen both of these, and I remember somewhere I saw a trailer for Come and See, and the trailer was just so shocking that I was just like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is like a war horror movie. Like, it just like looked really creepy, and so I wanted to see it. And yeah, there's some like frightening images, and it's just like, it's crazy. So it's a really wild movie, but I mean, it's Alien, and the whole Alien franchise, the original Alien, is my favorite. Like this is one of the movies that does slow burn right. Like it's just a masterpiece when it comes to just the slow burn, because you're just like you're just in this world. Like you just feel like you're not. Like when I watch this, I feel like I'm not even like where I'm really at in the real world. I'm with these characters on the ship. I feel like I am there, and I feel like I'm just just like looking around, waiting for some xenomorph to pop out at me, or like something to burst out of my chest, or like something like that. I'm like, is it in there? Oh, like it's just like really crazy, and yeah, and like the look of it, the feel of it. I mean, yeah, and like when Ridley Scott hits, he hits big, and like he makes some masterpieces. Then he makes some weird stuff like The Counselor, and he makes weirdo, dumb stuff. I don't know, like he's weird, but yeah. And then Sigourney Weaver, she never looked more sexy on screen too, and in this original Alien too, and just like all the different characters are just so great, and just powerhouse acting too. They're just given like amazing performances that I think outdo any other Alien movie that exists. So, yeah, so I got to give it to Alien. But Dan,
Yeah, so I watched all the Alien movies leading up to Alien Romulus, and you know, as a kid, and I've talked about this before, I don't get scared. Horror movies don't scare me, but the Aliens movie scared me because I have this like phobia against like big bugs. And so it was like these bugs. It was like these alien bugs to me. And so as a child, I was really scared by these movies. But rewatching them again, 45 years later, watching it, I'm like, dang, that's a dude in a suit. Are you kidding me? I can't believe I was scared by that as a little kid. And then, but Aliens to me now, I would say Aliens is the better movie than Alien, because I'm like, that's a dude in a suit. I'm not scared of that anymore. But I loved Alien Romulus. But for me, actual things that happened in life, and the Cold War and Nazi Germany and some of the stuff that happened, that stuff is real scary. And when you can depict that in the right way, come and see. You got my vote every time. I would rather see something like that about real reality, or something that depicts like a really tough time in the world and history and stuff. And that movie, Come and See, I never saw it before until I finally saw it. And so you definitely got to come and see. So there you go. That's my pick.
well, there's nothing wrong with a dude in a suit. I mean, look at Gollum from Lord of the Rings. That's a dude in a suit, and he's great.
It's not a dude in a suit. It's a CGI visual.
CGI. Well, I mean, I'm sure that there's still still a little CGI in Aliens to enhance the look.
Wasn't Godzilla wasn't Godzilla a dude in a suit in the original?
Yep, back in the day.
Yeah,
but that's like very not noticeable in the original Godzilla though. If you like go back and rewatch it,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, man. But yeah, I'm not knocking it. I still love Alien. Don't get me wrong. It just 45 years later, you say, okay, I guess it was just like a trauma as a child about these movies, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Well, Ashton, what do you say?
I get that childhood trauma with the films for sure. At E.T. still can't even watch it.
Wow.
No. They call it kinder trauma. It's yeah.
That thing that just woo. Anyway, Alien's one of my favorite kind of like sci-fi horrors of all time. I haven't seen Come and See, so that makes it pretty easy for me. That is on my list, though, Wolf. I think it's an important one to watch, so I look forward to it.
Yeah, I get that kind of like kinder trauma from weird things, like Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda, or like the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz. All that.
There is a reason though why Come and See at one point in time was the highest rated film on Letterboxd. Just gonna say that.
Oh wow, that's cool. Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Alien. I do want to see Come and See, because like after what Ashton told me, they actually use live rounds on the actors. So yeah. So yeah, I do want to see come and see, but like Alien's a classic, like, and then like I love the scene, I love the chest burster scene, and then like it's just really good, and then like it does slow burn really well too, and then like yes, like Kodo, like the African American guy, he was great in the movie Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and then Charles Grodin. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Alien.
Yeah, so I believe we have a tie. Actually,
we can't have a tie.
Yeah, we can't because it's 5 people now.
Oh yeah, we can't have a tie. So Ashton, do you vote for Alien?
It's 2 for Come and See, 3 for Alien.
3 for Alien. Okay, yeah, okay.
Dan's doing a good job of keeping track of this.
Yeah, right. I'm like trying to think back to what everyone voted.
Yeah, I did vote for Alien.
I'm like, so listen to what you guys are saying and not like what you're voting for. I kind of wish we could have Apocalypse Now up against Come and See, but we got it up against V for Vendetta. So, and this time it'll be me first. This one's a little easier. Like, I love V for Vendetta. I think it is great, especially the second half. It's just really good. Like Natalie Portman, like when she really like digs deep, I think she's an incredible actress. I know I've seen some performances that don't impress me much from her, but I've seen some that are amazing, and this is one of them. But I mean, Apocalypse Now is just like a masterpiece. It might be the greatest war movie ever made for me. I think it's just so good. And I'll watch any version of it. I love all the versions. It's hard to say which one is the best one for me. So I'll vote for Apocalypse Now. But
yeah, I'm a big fan of V for Vendetta. I love it, but it doesn't even hold a candle to Apocalypse Now for me. I think Apocalypse Now. I'm right with you, Jordan. I think it's the best war movie of all time. It really just shows you the decisions that politicians and people make about getting involved in these confrontations with these other countries and stuff. What the toll it has on the United States, and this really showed you the degradation of this war and how ugly this war was, and just so many great lines. You have to like the smell of napalm in the morning, and Larry Fishburne, not Lawrence Fishburne, Larry Fishburne, but like Dennis Hopper, Marlon Brando. Martin. These guys are all incredible in this movie. Cameos by Harrison Ford. It just, there is a cut that is like an incredible cut, but I would say also watch the documentary about making the movie, which is an incredible documentary made by Coppola's wife. It gives you a whole new perspective on how hard it was to make this movie. Sorry for all that. I'm Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, and I went to the Vietnam Memorial too, and it's crazy how like it starts small and it gets bigger based on like when the most people were actually killed in action. It's pretty sobering, but Ashton, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty fantastic little lineup here, a little competition. I mean, you've got, it arouses my political angst. V for Vendetta was always really fun to watch, like my little punky side. There's angry, and I just love that movie. It's so much fun. Then you've got Apocalypse Now. It's just real and it's fantastic, and it is a masterpiece, Wolf. And it really like touches a lot of us because Vietnam was such a gnarly war, we have family members, I'm sure you guys do as well, that are still alive that were a part of this or lost people. So just really hits home. So for me, as much as I love V for Vendetta, if it would have gone up against so many of these others, it would have been that, but it's got to be Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with Apocalypse Now, only because I haven't seen V for Vendetta all the way through yet. I will though, but I like. You definitely have to, yeah. Yeah, I will.
What?
I do.
I didn't even know that.
No, I have it, but I haven't. Yeah, but Apocalypse Now. So
yeah. Wolf, what do you say?
So this is the only one. I'll make it clear. This is the only thing I'm trying to show off my steelbook last time. I did find this. I own 3 copies of V for Vendetta. So I own a normal Blu-ray. I own the Steelbook, which I got at Best Buy. And then I own the Amazon exclusive, which looks like this when you first buy it. It's like the prison that V was in. It says V right there. And then when you open it up, it's like that with a rose. Oh, and everything fell out. But because it was like that. And then it comes with like a little booklet about, the film and all that stuff with images, and that's really cool. And then it comes with the actual 4K as well with Natalie Portman there in the front. So yeah, just a little cool extra set to my collection. But I absolutely adore both of these films, but especially V for Vendetta, because this film to me is so timely. And Ashton was saying how Apocalypse Now is very real. I honestly feel V for Vendetta is also very real, because if you're watching it in today's world, it is scary how much it mirrors our modern America. Like, it is terrifying how much it mirrors it. Like, it is very, very close, and it's so relevant. And I watch every 5th of November. I think that and I own the comic too of V for Vendetta, and the comic is just as good. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing.
But Wolfman, real quick, can I just say something real quick, Wolfman?
Sure.
V for Vendetta basically copies 1984. So if you haven't seen 1984 or read 1984, read that, and then you say, "Oh, okay, V for Vendetta basically kind of is like a copy in a way of that." It's a modern day Alan Moore kind of homage to 1984. And look what year V for Vendetta came out. Check the year on when that came out.
Yeah, no, are you talking about the comic or the actual?
Yeah, the comic. The comic.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. But I know the movie came out in 2005, and it is my favorite. And it is my favorite comic book movie, because this is incredible. It is to me number 11, so it's like right outside my top 10. I adore this film. I think that Hugo Weaving, it's hard to do a performance where you're acting and you can't show any expression. You have to just rely on your voice to do the expression for you, and he does that expertly. And Natalie Portman, you might see her on our actors panel, just saying, on our actors list. So she's really great in this. Apocalypse Now, phenomenal movie. My favorite Francis Ford Coppola film. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go V for Vendetta here.
All right. Well, got a little love for it, but it'll be Apocalypse Now. Then next we got Streetwise up against One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This might be our last one. So Dan, you're up first.
Well, this entire thing, I've gone this entire thing, and I've seen every single one of these movies. But we've all been on. I was on the last part 2 of this, and there was one movie that kept on popping up that everybody was talking about that I have not seen. I have not seen since it. So, and that's Streetwise. So I would have to go with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, because I think it's a great movie. Jack Nicholson's great. The direction is great. The supporting cast is great. I love it. So that's the one I've seen. So I got to go for the one I've seen. So
yeah, sounds good.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Play Streetwise game again.
Yep.
Ratchet, Mrs. Ratchet. I loved her. I love what's her name?
Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet. Yeah.
Nurse Ratchet. She's great. Great.
But Ashton, what do you say?
Oh, I mean, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one of my favorites. And it's hard because it is on my top 64, but Streetwise isn't. But I feel like Streetwise needs some love, and people need to see it, and I hear a lot of people, I'm not going to name any names, Jordan, who are like, oh, movies like that make me so uncomfortable. But I think I said it earlier, when the history books and, whatever you're learning in schools aren't teaching the history right, or you're kind of shielding yourself, or maybe you have ignorance or you haven't experienced something, movies, man, they can kick in and show you something you don't want to see. And the more uncomfortable you are, this probably shows you the more you need to learn, And I'm not saying that's the case here, Jordan. I don't know specifically to you. But it is one of the things that I love about film. And so I'm gonna push Streetwise. I'm gonna push it. Let's just bump it a little bit. I'm gonna give it a little bit of love.
All right. Ross, what do you say?
Ashton actually convinced me about for Streetwise, and then like the cool part about Streetwise is I know it's depressing, but it's kind of cool to see Seattle in the '80s. But yeah, Streetwise is an important film, and Dan, you can actually watch it for free on YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, Wolf. What do you say?
Yeah, Noah finally returned my criterion. So here is my criterion of Streetwise, and it comes with a sequel, which was Tiny, which is called Tiny: The Life of Erin Blackwell, which is about her much older now. So it's a very good sequel if you guys want to check that one out. But yeah, here's the thing: I'm gonna make a little bit of a rant here, and y'all have to hear me out. All right. I am sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch 20 Days of Mariupol because Wolfman says it's like too disturbing, and I don't want to feel disturbed." Oh, I'm not going to watch Streetwise because Wolfman says because Jordan says it's too disturbing, and all these people say it's too disturbing. I don't want to feel disturbing. Okay, every single goddamn one of you just praised Schindler's List. That's one of the most disturbing movies ever made. Come and see. Is one of the most disturbing movies ever made, and y'all are here praising it. So I don't want to hear no bullshit saying, "Oh, it's too disturbing. It made me feel yucky." Good. That's the point. That's the point of the movie. It's meant to make you feel that way. You're not supposed to be like, "Oh, yay, good. I'm glad these kids are going through hell on the streets." No. You're not supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel yucky and disgusted and disturbed at what you're watching. That's what Schindler's List is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel disturbed. Come and see. It's supposed to make you feel disturbed. All these films have an emotional response, and that's the emotional response that we get out of these type of films. And that's what the emotional response we get out of Streetwise and out of, Schindler's List and out of Come and See and out of 20 Days of Mariupol and all these other movies is that completely like, oh my God, this completely left me in a disturbing state of mind through the hour and a half that I watched it. And that's okay, because guess what? The film did its job. That's what it did. And at the end of the day, a comedy is supposed to make us laugh, right? And if a comedy makes us laugh, it did its job. A horror movie is supposed to scare us. If a horror movie scares us, it did its job. If a documentary that is about a very disturbing subject matter is supposed to make us feel disturbed about that subject matter, it did its job. The documentary accomplished it. So I just gotta point that out there. Like, I just feel this is ridiculous. It's been coming off as just stupid. So that's all I wanted to say. Because I love One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but I'm voting for Streetwise because I have been getting sick and tired of all these. Like, I know it's all subjective and people have their opinions. I'm not saying you have to like Streetwise, but just know that like that emotional response is there for a reason. It's supposed to be there. That is a part of it. That's part of the experience. Yeah, it may not work for you, and that's fine. But I'm just saying. So there.
All right. Well, tell us how you really feel about it. Yeah, I'm not a Streetwise fan. I can't do it. I don't like this movie at all. From someone who lived in Seattle and got to see what it was like before it got crazy during the pandemic and got overrun with having homeless people. I went to that little Chaz Chop kind of like little city that they made. I saw like businesses that were boarded up. I saw a fast food restaurant on fire, a Wendy's. I saw like just like people protesting and going in the street. Now the protesting stuff's a little different than the Streetwise. The Streetwise, I know you're just focusing on the homeless and like their struggle. The way it's done is just like so disturbing though. Like, I don't mind being disturbed, but this is like the most disturbed I've ever been almost watching anything in my life, to the point where I'm like, this is just not even like something I can even stand to watch. It's just like gross and just I just don't like this. I don't like this one bit, and it's just like, I mean, it's just too much. So I can't do it. I did give it a shot. I watched like 30 minutes of it. And I'm like, I'm out. I can't. I'm never going back to this. I tried. So I did try. I mean, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, I'm never even gonna attempt it. I would attempt it, but it's not for me. But One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is for me. This movie's awesome. I think it's great. I think that the performances are like out of this world. I mean, from Jack Nicholson to, I can't remember who played Nurse Ratched, but she's awesome, and one of the greatest villains, and like a great depiction of mental illnesses and like how they can like just go way over the top. So I'll go One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So, but
3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 for Streetwise, right? Is that what?
No, for Cuckoo.
Okay.
No, I thought it was because Ashton voted for Streetwise, right?
No, Ross voted for Cuckoo.
Oh yeah, Ross.
No, I didn't. I voted for Streetwise.
That's my bad then.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ross voted for Cuckoo. It's my fault. I thought Ross voted.
I say that I thought it was Streetwise. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I must have forgot what Ross said.
So yeah. So now it's time for the speed round, and I'll just kick it off with this.
Do it, Dad. Get your balls back. Go fast again.
Go fast. Time to go fast. Let's do it.
I'm going fast.
I want to go fast.
I love that. That's one of my few Will Ferrell movies I like, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. All right. So now we're to Inception versus Ed Wood. So, and I'll actually write these down for Malcolm. So just give me a minute. I'll just jot down on my note app. But we'll go to Ashton first if you're there. What do you say about Inception versus Ed Wood?
I am going to go with Inception.
Yeah. Ross.
Ed Wood.
Yeah. Wolf.
I'm gonna go with Inception.
And I'll probably go Inception. Yeah.
Inception.
Yep. All right. So it'll be Inception. Give me a quick second. I'll write it down. All right. Cool. We got Rocky up against Fellowship of the Ring. So it'll be Ross first.
Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Wolf.
Lord of the Rings.
I'll go with the Fellowship. Dan.
Rocky.
Yep. And Ashton.
Fellowship.
Yeah. I'll write it down. All right. The Rings. All right. Then we got 12 Angry Men up against Blade Runner 2049. And it'll be Wolf first.
I'm gonna go Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, like I appreciate Blade Runner 2049 a little more after the rewatch, but I gotta still go 12 Angry Men. Dan?
12 Angry Men.
Yep. Ashton.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. And Ross.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah. 12 Angry Men. All right. We got 7 up against School of Rock. And it's me first. Ooh. I think I'll go School of Rock here. Dan?
I'm going to go 7, but real quick, I meant to say this before. There is a talk of a sequel with the kids grown up in School of Rock. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see. Ashton?
I just don't have high hopes for that, but I would love to watch it, though. I would watch it.
It has to be better than the Broadway version.
I'm gonna go with School of Rock.
Yeah, especially since the kid who played Freddy died. That's sad.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, but Ross, what do you say?
7.
Yeah, Wolf, it's down to you.
Is this supposed to be from Richard Linklater as well? Or?
Yeah, but they got, with Mike White being a big shot now, he's got some swing behind him, and they could get him involved. So, but to get the 3 of them involved, Linklater, White, and Black involved, there's a good chance they could get that thing greenlit.
Yep.
Yeah, very nice. But yeah, I'm gonna go School of Rock here.
All right, School of Rock. You are fat and you have body odor.
That's just out of the three.
Okay, there you go. All right. It's that side. We'll come over here for Singing in the Rain versus Schindler's List. All right. And this time it'll be Dan first.
Singing in the Rain.
Yep. Ashton.
It's like pure happiness versus pure terror.
Yeah.
Um,
Pure sadness. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Singing in the Rain.
Yep. Ross.
I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
Yep. Wolf.
Don't worry, I'm not going to make a joke this time around saying I'm singing in Nazi Germany camps because they can't do anything like that with this because this is just too much of an important film. So I'm gonna definitely say Schindler's List.
Yeah, if you're going to make a movie like that, a musical, I like when Austin did Inglourious Bastards, the musical. That one was good. But and I'll go Schindler's List too. So Schindler's List, okay. Okay. And then we got The Shining up against The Thing. So a horror matchup here. It'll be Ashton first.
Just bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, The Shining. That should be pretty easy for me. Oh,
No,
The Thing.
wait.
Cool. Really cool.
Doesn't get any easier after the first round. I'll tell you,
No.
it was brutal.
My gosh, just because I feel like The Thing always takes it, I'm gonna go with The Shining.
Yeah. Ross.
The Shining.
Wolf.
You know what? You're right. The Thing always does take it. And there's a reason why. It's because it's the greatest horror movie ever made.
Yep.
So I'm going to say The Thing because it's my
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Yep. There's a reason why it always takes it.
Listen, I knew it's probably getting through, right? So it's like
it deserves
here's
it.
what I say.
The Thing. Let's go. The Thing.
The Thing. The Thing. The Thing.
Damn, The Thing. Yep, that's it. It always takes it, and it did again.
Yeah, there it is.
Then we have Empire Strikes Back up against Alien.
Wow.
Oh, a sci-fi battle. Oof.
79 versus
Yeah.
80. 79 versus 80.
Yep, and it'll be Ross first.
Of course, you have to go with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Empire Strikes Back, but it is closer than you think.
Yeah. Wolf.
God, yeah, this is definitely tough, but I think I'm gonna lean Empire.
Yeah, I think I also got to go Empire, but Alien is slowly climbing up my list. For people who say your top 64 should remain exactly the same, like it can evolve, it can. But Dan, what do you say?
Empire, and I agree 100%. Over your list should evolve because you're seeing more films. You're becoming more of a knowledgeable film fan the longer you watch movies, and so your list of best should always evolve.
Yeah, like it. You're rewatching things. You're learning more things about the movies. All this
because what was best to us as a kid is not going to necessarily be best to us as an adult. You know, I loved the Star Wars prequels growing up. Like, loved them when I was like very, very young as a kid. And then seeing them as an adult, I was like, oh, not so good. So,
yeah. Speaking of like Alien, though, Watch Mojo did a list of the top 10 scariest trailers of all time, and they're like, Alien was number one.
Yeah. And people wonder why I had so many movies for my top 128 and my after the 128. So that's because it evolved. But Ashton.
Oh yeah, but it better be evolving. I'd be kind of disturbed if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Alien. I mean, I'm a huge, sci-fi person, but I don't think it is a hard choice for me, against Empire. So I'm gonna go with Empire.
Yeah, it's gotta be Empire. All right. We've got Apocalypse Now up against Streetwise. And it'll be Ashton.
Streetwise.
Ross.
Streetwise.
Wolf.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with the movie that gave me both of these are movies and art is an emotional response. And I will go with the one that gave me a bigger emotional response, and that is Streetwise.
Yeah, it's Apocalypse Now by a country mile for me. So, but damn.
Yeah, it's the movie that I saw and the movie that I think is the greatest war movie of all time and one of the greatest movies of all time, Apocalypse Now. But obviously 3 votes for Streetwise.
Oh, did we have 3 votes?
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Great. I know it's crazy. I was like,
no, you got to finish it, Jordan. So there you go.
No, I'm not going to do it. But but I went out of order last time, so I'm gonna have to go back. I don't know why I did that, but it'll actually be Wolf up next on the next vote. So Inception versus Fellowship of the Rings.
Both are in my top 20 of all time. No fun fact there, because Inception is in my top 20. Man, I'm gonna have to go Lord of the Rings though.
Yep, I'll go Fellowship. Dan?
Inception.
Okay. Ashton?
Fellowship.
Yep. Ross?
Lord of the Rings.
Yep, it'll be Lord of the Rings or Fellowship. We got 12 Angry Men up against School of Rock. It'll be me first. This one's tough. I'll use my whole 10 seconds. 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah. Ashton.
School of Rock.
Yep. Ross.
12 Angry Men.
Yep. And Wolf.
I'm actually gonna lean School of Rock, but that's close.
Yeah, I think it's still 12 Angry Men, but it was close. Yeah. All right. Cool.
That's like very close to me.
Is it really that close? I mean, I said School of Rock, but 12 Angry Men.
Well, 3-2 on the
okay,
vote.
12 Angry Men's the better movie, but School of Rock is by far probably the better movie, but School of Rock has more of a personal connection.
Yeah,
that's the killer, right? I'm like saying School of Rock because I could watch it a million times and I just freaking love it. But I'm like,
I could watch 12 Angry Men a million times.
This is one of those.
You're a special guy, Dan.
Those matchups that I gotta say only on tournament fights because Schindler's List versus The Thing. Come on, like 2 different movies. but it'll be Dan first. What do you say?
This time I gotta go with Schindler's List, unfortunately, for The Thing.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I don't know why. I'm scrolling, but Ashton.
I am also gonna have to go with Schindler's List.
Ross.
I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
Wolf.
So I'm trying to think of whether I should go off of how I have it ranked on Letterboxd or based on like what I said earlier, that even though Schindler's List might be down below something like The Thing, it's the better movie and might be the best movie ever made. So like I'm trying to think of this right now.
Yeah.
Just because it looks like Schindler's already going to win this in the 3 votes, I'm going to say The Thing. So
yeah, I wouldn't have voted Schindler's List until after this weekend, going to that Holocaust museum. So it just gave me an appreciation. So Schindler's List. So it'll be Schindler's List. Then we got Empire versus Streetwise. So it'll be Ashton first.
And that's the end of Streetwise. Empire.
Yeah, you had a good run there.
That's what happened to it, I think, on the 64 last time too.
Yeah. And,
yep. But Ross.
I'm gonna go with the Empire.
Yeah. Wolfman.
Hey, but we could have had a battle of two of some of the most important movies ever made with Streetwise and Schindler's List again. So there you go.
And it would have been Schindler's List for me.
Yeah, so probably for me too. But I'll it is important, Jordan. It is. Objectively, it is important, but it's not subjective. That's subjective, but we'll get into that another time.
Sure.
But yeah, I will say Empire Strikes Back for me. So.
Yep. Empire for me.
Empire.
Yep. Empire. All right. And that's it. So we have our final four. So let's zoom that out. All right. So we have Lord of the Rings and 12 Angry Men, two totally the same, similar movies. No. And Schindler versus yeah. You almost think you should like switch the like have Lord of the Rings go up against Empire and Schindler versus 12. It would be more similar, but
yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be Ross first for Fellowship and 12 Angry Men.
Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Wolf.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Yep, Fellowship of the Rings. Dan?
12 Angry Men.
Ashton?
Fellowship.
Yep, it'll be Fellowship of the Rings. And then we got Schindler's List and Empire. And it'll be Wolf first.
Oh, why me first? Okay. Damn, this is like an all-timer match right here. Both of these are incredible. I'm gonna go Empire though. Man, this hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Empire. Dan?
Empire.
Yep. Ashton?
Empire.
And Ross?
Empire.
Empire Strikes Back. All right. Here we go. This is it. This is your final. So you'll be watching one of these movies soon.
I do want to point out that when we did our top 64, they weren't in the championship head-to-head, but Empire did go up against Return of the King in like the final four, so it was like kind of funny.
Wow.
So now it's going up against Fellowship. So,
yep. Well, it'll be me first, and I think I got to give it to Fellowship. I just have it ranked higher on my personal list. It's in my top 20, where I think Empire falls just outside my top 20. It might be like 22 or something, but Dan?
Empire is my number 4 favorite film of all time, and I got my childhood trauma while watching this movie is one of the reasons why I am the film person I am today. Empire.
Yeah. Ashton?
Oh, I have Ashton's daughter vote.
I'm leaving it to my child.
Ooh. Okay.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, or Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh,
That's my
all right.
Good call.
Then Ross.
This is probably recency bias, but Fellowship of the Ring.
Ooh, okay. So it's down to you, Wolf.
It is down to me. And you know what? I recall like Brian saying this in the last episode we did and all that stuff, that apparently Empire can't catch a break. Apparently it's been in this tournament fights for a long time and has actually never won a tournament in all of tournament fight history. So Empire, I will be voting for you. Just for that.
And I wasn't going to say anything, but this is the first time that Empire has ever won a tournament. So there you go.
Awesome.
Oh, let's go.
Awesome.
That feels so right.
It does. That definitely
Great
feels.
job, Wolfman.
Oh yeah. So, and I know at least a Lord of the Rings movie has won a tournament. So, but the fact Empire has never won, it's like,
I think Austin will be happy too.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so quotable.
Hey, Ashton, I think it's time that we introduce Pamper to the Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh yeah.
Started it. We've started it. I gave her the choice. I didn't tell her what to choose.
Yeah.
She's
know.
seen them. She's seen them both, and she went for the one she likes the most.
Yep.
Good
But-
job.
My
Good
fingers
mom. Good
crossed.
mom, by the way. Good mom.
That kid went to the light side.
And then, like, I'll never forget this, Ashton, though, that, like, us watching Return the Jedi in the theaters, you know, like, with her, she was, like, getting all freaked out about like, when Darth Vader's mask is coming off. And then, like, she goes, oh, she just looks like a normal person, she said.
So we were talking about how ugly he is under the mask, and so the whole time she's like, "Is his mask gonna come off, Mom? Is his mask gonna come off?"
Well-
but we brought her. Ross and I brought her to see that movie in the theater, so she got to see it in the theater already.
Oh,
7
nice.
years.
That's awesome because
That Empire Strikes Back would have been a little bit better, but
we should
take
try meeting the guy who actually was under the mask, David Prowse, and
House.
because I met him at a convention, and like he didn't want to talk about Star Wars. He's like, I've done other movies too. I was in Rocky Horror Picture Show or like whatever, some other movies. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, but this is a convention. People are gonna want to talk about Star Wars. I'm sorry, like don't be an old.
Oh my god! If you ever meet Tony Moran at a freaking convention, he is the worst person to meet. Tony Moran is the person who, like, showed his face for 1 second in the original Halloween. Whenever she pulls off the mask, that was Tony Moran. But it's like one of those things where apparently he takes full credit every single time for playing Michael Myers. Like if you hear him in a voice, he takes away all the credit from Nick Castle and is like always saying that, like, oh yeah, he's Michael Myers and all that stuff. And it's just like he's a complete moron.
It's like if you bring that like intimacy through Puro trading card and they're like asking Anthony Daniels to sign it, he will literally rip it up.
Really? Wow. Because like David Prowse just seems kind of bitter that like they didn't use his voice for Darth Vader. They used James Earl Jones or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trust me, nobody wanted David Prowse's voice as Darth Vader.
Nobody.
Isn't
But he
he
did have a
British
walk
or
about
something?
him. The reason why they cast him is he had a specific walk about him that they liked. When they were casting him, they, hey, could you walk? And they put the costume on. Wow, this guy really has a diminutive walk about him. When they played that music, that walk really fit in nice. But they didn't want his voice.
You got to hear his voice in Return of the Jedi whenever he takes off the mask, at least.
That wasn't. I heard that wasn't Prowse. I heard that was somebody else. I forget who it was. But
Okay, wow.
Because he had the on his table, he had the mold of the Darth Vader with no mask on, but I don't know.
I met all those guys about 30 years ago. Every one of them Star Wars people, I met them all. That when they were cheap, when you could meet them, and it was like, now forget about trying to get these guys. These guys are ridiculous.
Well, it's like meeting what's his name that did Roger Rabbit, Fleischer. I can't remember his first name, but like he was also like a jerk when I met him too. He's like he's like Roger Rabbit was the greatest movie ever made, and there'll never be another movie like that had the animation and the real life put together like that, and it doesn't get the respect it deserves. Like yeah, it does. What are you talking about? People love that movie. But anyways, we could talk about this stuff forever. We'll do some plugs and that'll do it. So now, Wolf, you have to watch Empire Strikes Back before we'll do another. Like you're after the 128. So
which I'm running some ideas in my head right now of I would love, since I just did my favorite movies of all time, to do a shit bracket of either the 32 or 64, whatever I can come up with, of the worst movies of all time that I've seen. So like doing something like that is just fun, or because I am the Wolfman, doing a werewolf movie bracket would be fun.
Oh,
too.
I love it. I'd be involved in a werewolf bracket.
Yeah, you could do either like your 32 or if you wanted to go head to head and two people each do their 32 together, you could do that too, or something like that, So yeah, because I wouldn't mind doing that, because we already did overrated because Dan was on that one, but I mean doing that just the straight up worst though would be fun. So yeah, but yeah, we'll just throw it over to Dan to do some plugs. Where can we find you?
Ashton can go first.
Oh yeah, sure.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Sorry, guys. I got to take off. I have
No, you're
one
fine.
question for Wolf, though. Of all the movies that we've talked about these last couple episodes, what is one that you would like to plug for anybody to go see? Like, if you think just the first thing off your head that you want everybody to go out and watch right now, what would it be?
Like out of this list?
Out of this list, out of everything that someone's, I think if you were to
Assuming that most people have seen, like, Fellowship and you know what I mean?
I feel like there's still a good enough crowd out there of people, especially young people, who may not have seen Schindler's List. And I feel like that is something that is so important and pivotal to just film in general. So it would either be Schindler's List, or I would have to recommend them. Or if they've seen Schindler's List, then the next thing I would say is Seven Samurai. Just because Seven Samurai and just how influential and how groundbreaking it was for cinema as a whole. So,
and those two had to go up against each other. Jeez.
Yeah. I don't have any plugs, so that was my plug. I wanted to.
You're coming up, Ashton. You're coming up.
Yeah, you got a top 64 coming up, though.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't have like my own channel or anything. I'm just, hanging out with these cool dudes. But yeah, I have a top 64 coming out. What is it? September 13th?
Yep, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, on Friday the 13th.
It's Friday the 13th.
That'll tie into a plug then, and I'll be we'll do on when it's my turn.
Well, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what's on your 64, because I feel like you're someone that's very passionate about the movies you like, but also passionate about like this movie's overrated, or I don't like this movie. So
yeah, and that changes all the time, just like Fury Road. Then I'll see something in a new light and I'm like, holy shit, that was awesome. I'm an asshole. So yeah. I think but yeah, there's gonna be some weird stuff on there, but I'll send it out as soon as I can.
As soon as you can get it to us, we'll start working on it. So
yeah. I'd love to have Dan on there if possible. But
totally. But I think we have it set. But if one person can't make it, I'll have him be the first one to.
I think I'll talk. I think I've got somebody that I suggest that I'd like to switch out for Dan. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right. Well, thanks again. Yeah, we'll see you.
Yeah, I gotta get going too, guys. See ya. I gotta get going. Okay, but I'll be on.
Yeah. All right, sounds good.
See you later, Ross's girlfriend.
Bye.
Good to meet you.
He was gonna have him plug something, but it sounded like he had to jump right off. So now we'll go to Dan. And now we're
his channel is my channel, so whatever he plugs, I'm plugging.
On everything. Yeah, you can find me. My name is Dan Skip Allen. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X. I'm on Threads. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Letterboxd. But also, I'm the head film critic, owner, and editor-in-chief of FromTheFourthRow.com, my website, where I'm a film critic in Orlando, Florida. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm on the Dill Pickle Network on Picture This. I'm on Rank 'em with Malcolm sometimes. I got my Wolfman will be on there Sunday night at 7:00. Remember that. Don't forget Wolfman Real Recognition, where we got back to doing awards podcast. We changed up the branding and name and stuff. It's me and my buddy Lewis. He's from Tampa. I'm from Orlando, but we both have passion. We're both passionate about the award season, and so is Wolfman. So we got him on there. We're going to talk about some chances of some movies that have come out already for the award season. Also, you can always see me pop up here on the Movie Hero Network. I'm popping up here on this or that or the other. And I got January is going to be a big month for me. Keep an eye out for me for January at the Movie Hero Network. Jordan and I have got a lot of plans for January for me.
Oh yeah. He's got some stuff coming up for you. You've only done your 64, right? You haven't done a 128, right? So
128 will be in January. Yep.
I definitely want to be on. I definitely want to be on those episodes for sure.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, cool. We'll look forward to that. So, but Wolf, what do you have going on?
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Mega Movies, where it's kind of a mostly quiet August, but I'll be doing stuff like for both I might do a video on the original Crow soon, as well as the new Crows, because both of them are coming out. So you can check that out. And also, my big thing I'm having planned is of course, spooky season, lead up to spooky season. I do Scare Timber every year as like a way to lead up to September, or to lead up to October and the whole spooky season kind of stuff. So we're going to kick it off with a Beetlejuice watch along on September 1st, of course. And and then of course next will be our Beetlejuice review that we'll be doing for you guys. But now that I know Friday 13th is also in September, on September 13th, I will have to I've seen that whole franchise multiple times. I would definitely have to do a tier ranking, or just a regular franchise ranking for you guys on the 13th of September, and several other fun, exciting things all month long through September for the spooky season. Also, I've learned this the hard way. There will be some unboxings. So the package is coming to me on August 26th, I think, either 26th or 24th, somewhere around there. But I'm going to wait to unbox it and open it up in September, because it has to do with spooky season.
Ooh.
But never, ever, if you are a physical media fan, I'm going to make a rant. It's going to be a /rant video, by the way, because Walmart is ass. They are a multi-million-dollar company. They should know to stock their shelves. The fact they don't even have these people out there stocking shelves is ridiculous to me. So that is just something that I'm going to make a whole random video of /unboxing, but it's something I had to order on the Walmart.com because they freaking wouldn't have it in their store. So it's dumb. But yeah, those are just some of my plugs that I had to throw out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had issues with Walmart too, because I do a lot of like merchandising and delivering and things with them, and it's just it's always an issue. But yeah, so we got a little bit of some business to attend to, because we've had a giveaway that we've been talking about for a while, and I've been putting it off or forgetting about it, and then I'm like, I'll draw the name next time, and then I went out of town. So we do have a winner for our giveaway, and what we're giving away, we decided, because Austin, he said he accidentally, I don't know if it was so much of an accident, maybe, but he bought an extra Furiosa steelbook, so we're giving away a steelbook of Furiosa, and then we're also giving away a Furiosa pop figure to go along with that. So because that's to celebrate reaching 300 subscribers, so that was a big milestone for us. We're currently sitting at 305, so once we get to 400, we'll do another giveaway and make it a little bit bigger every time. So that's kind of how we're doing it. So your winner, I don't really have much of a drum roll. I wish I had a drum roll to play, but the friend of the show, we just picked it at random. All you have to do, just be a subscriber. So this is Mr. Alec Miller. He is a friend of the show. He's been on multiple times. We want to get him back on. He hasn't been on for a little bit, but Alec, if you're tuning in, we'll reach out to you and we'll let you know about your prize and where we can send it to you. So yeah, congratulations on that. So and yeah, you've probably seen him around on different trivia. He does a lot of trivia. That's where you'll see him mostly. But and then I was going to, if I can, if you guys don't mind bearing with me for a second, we also have a new show on the channel, which I try to, here we go. Perfect. I have a little kind of intro promo for the new show. Let me see if I can bring it up and have it loading while I do my other plugs. Let's see. I'm on a temporary computer now because my computer crashed. If anyone wondering why we started so late, I don't know if it's actually going to let me. do it at actually, because this is a different setup, but I'll just tell you what it is. We have a new show called Tier Ranker Solo. So basically what that is anyone who wants to do a quick, fast ranking can come on the channel, and you can do a tier ranker of any topic that you want. It doesn't have to be movie related. And I kind of had a little, I don't know what you want to call faux pas of sorts when I did the first episode. There's an episode up there where I ranked my favorite comedy podcast, because I watch comedy podcasts almost every day, all day long. I've seen almost every comedy podcast out there, but I decided I wanted to go big in it, and I ranked 100 of them. So that took way too long. It was meant to be short content, and that one was definitely not short content, but that's fine. So you can go see that if you ever want any recommendations for that. So that's there. And you can find us on all the social media at Movie Hero 2121, or my personal social is Jordan 83616. We also run the Movie Hero Network group over on Facebook. So if you have anything you want to post, you have any kind of a project you're working on, or a YouTube channel, you can post over there to your heart's content, and we'll share it out. We'll tell people to subscribe. We'll tell people to go watch and comment and all that stuff. So I know Dan posts his stuff over there. So anyone else who wants to, you can do that. And then we have a Patreon that they're working on getting some more content. We have about 6 different music podcasts that I'll talk about in a minute that are like music kind of like tournaments we want to do, where we can actually play the music over there, because it'll be copyright free over there. We also do some trivia over there, the Seen and Heard music trivia. The first episode's up there for free that you can watch, and then the next one's going forward will be for the $1 tier for the first couple of days, and then it moves to the $5 tier. And it also really helps us out. It helps support the channel so we can make bigger and better content, or like when my computer crashes, I can get a new one, so I can keep bringing you content, that kind of stuff. And we want to do more stuff. We want to I want to do some like traveling like vlogs and like different things, and it goes towards maybe some of that kind of stuff too. So, and then also having more people so we can meet up in person and like do like not always do this over Zoom, that kind of stuff. So it really helps out with a lot of that. We put it all back into the channel. And then let's see, we have some trivia coming up. Speaking of the Seen and Heard movie trivia, the first episode is, or no, the next episode, I should say, is coming up next Wednesday, which I do have who's competing in that. I think it is, I might even be able to remember off the top of my head. It's Will Cohen versus Antonio Chavez versus Ross Bristow, who was just here, versus Steve Mesa. That's the next group. So they're all some heavy hitters in the trivia space. And then the following week, we're actually going to be doing, because we had a couple birthdays. Whenever it's anyone's birthday for our regulars on the channel, just remind me when it is, and we'll let you do an episode that's just tailored to whatever you want to do. An episode of literally anything, and I'll do all the behind the scenes work. I'll put it together for you, and we'll do something for your birthday. So we had JPO and Richie a Goodacre decided that they're going to tag team. We're going to do an extra Seen and Heard trivia where it's those two competing versus any competitors that they want to have on there. So they're going to pick. So I'll be announcing all the competitors soon, but the following week will be a match of all of those guys, and an extra Seen and Heard for the month. So that'll be cool. And then we have some exhibition matches that are coming up. Our next exhibition match will be after all of that, but it'll be best summer movies to kind of cap off the summer. Just clips from movies where it's really hot outside, where like someone's on a summer vacation, or like anything to do with the summer. So if you'd like to be on that, we still got some spots open. Just let me know, and I'll put you on that one.
A fall themed one would be fun.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Because there's several fall themed movies out there.
It actually is. We did like some kind of tournament once. I can't remember what it was that had a bunch of like movies like that. And some movies I was surprised that are actually movies that are set in the fall. Like, for example, Annie Hall. That movie takes place in the fall, which I didn't realize. So I did some research. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And then just what we have coming up in the immediate future for tournament fights and tier ranker, we had some changes to the schedule. So I'm going to start with that. And if you're set to be on any of these, we had to make some changes just because of our trivia schedule, the fact that I was out of town, and some of the technical issues that I've been having. We had to rearrange a few things. So coming up this Friday is going to be Chad Webb's Top 64. So I'm looking forward to that. He just sent me his list, and now I get to start watching whatever movies I haven't seen on his list. So that's coming up. And then next Tuesday, we're going to be doing an me versus Wolfman. Actually, we're going to be doing a battle of our favorite actors. So we each chose eight actors, and then we have to pick 4 movies from each of those actors. And they're going to go head to head against each other.
Which, just to make my job easier, real quick, did you put Sam Rockwell on your list? Or no?
I did have him on there.
Okay, good. Because I had him on mine, and I like I said, I needed to find people to cut real quick, so that actually helps me. So I can cut him on there.
Well, that'll give you an extra person you can have on your list and still have some Sam Rockwell movies to talk about. So yeah. And then we also have let's see. The following Friday, we'll be doing Eric Ibarra's Top 64, so another friend of the show. And if anyone wants to do a Top 64 and you haven't done one yet, just let me know. We'll do a whole episode just tailored to you and all your favorite movies, and you can pick the guests and all of that on there. So, and then after that, for Zach Shelton's birthday, we're doing an episode for him. He decided he wanted to do his top 32 favorite music artists of all time. So that's going to take place on September 3rd. So only just be a half bracket, but we'll be doing that. Then we have on Wednesday, September 4th is actually when we're going to be starting the 2001 ladder series. Usually we don't start in the middle of a week, but it's just the way the schedule just happened to work out. So we're going to be doing part 1 on September 4th on a Wednesday, part 2 on Friday, and then the championship episode the following Tuesday. So we're going to do it that way. And then we also have, we already talked about Ashton, who was just on the show, her top 64 on September 13th. Then on September 17th, we're doing a 6-way martial arts movie battle, because martial arts is something we haven't covered yet. So it'll be Bruce Lee versus Jackie Chan versus Donnie Yen, Jet Li, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Steven Seagal. So we're going to try to choose like the best of all those ones and just kind of put them all into a tournament of 64. And that one we still have a few spots open. So if anyone is interested, just let me know. Then we're getting back in some TV with the best TV shows from 2010 to 2014. We had to kind of break it down a little bit because there's so many dang TV shows out there. So that'll be our next TV episode, because we're working to crown the top 10 TV shows of all time. So that's coming up. And then just following that will be our 2000 ladder series. So that'll come out after that. And also, speaking of the spooky season, we got a lot of stuff planned for the Movie Hero Network. So when October rolls around, finally we're going to be doing a big mystery tournament. It's going to be 4 mystery tournaments. You take the Sweet 16 from every mystery tournament, and you have a championship of all those movies right before Halloween, the week of Halloween. If anyone's curious to know what's actually on those lists, I'd be willing to send you what's on each one, because I already have those lists made and I'm ready to go. So yeah, but that's pretty much where we can find us. I wanted to just update y'all on the schedule because it changed like that. So
yeah, well, definitely any of the horror ones that you have. I'm a big horror guy, so definitely include me on those ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like, where all my horror fans at? We'll get all the horror guys from the community to come jump on those. I really wish that I could get, since I'm on a different computer, my little like promo that I had for Tier Ranker Solo, but it's all right. I'll eventually upload it and I'll have it for ready to go for Friday's episode. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us tonight, though. So thanks again, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna throw it, because that what you just said reminded me of something. I'm gonna do you a solid by mentioning this, Jordan. But I know that your subscribers don't really need to hear this, because they're obviously already supportive of you. But definitely give Jordan a break, guys. Like, or at least like let him like. He's going through a lot right now. He has a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah,
He's definitely going through a lot of stuff like that. So if there's any kind of qualms with the show, or if there's any kinds of stuff like that happening with any of his shows, just know he wants it to be to the best of his ability that he can, but it's really hard right now. We've all been there. I've been in situations where I wanted a video to be the best it could be, but it just physically could not be that way just because of technical difficulties and such. So just definitely bear with him, guys. He'll get this all fixed and settled eventually.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a new computer that's coming in about 3 weeks. So once I get that, I'll be like really rolling and like ready to go. I'm getting like a really high end, top notch, because it's an investment in the channel I want to make. So it'll hopefully last me in a good 10 years, and I won't have these kind of issues. Because if you're curious to know, a computer that died, it's currently under my desk. It's right there. So under the desk, that big like blob you see is my dead computer that died. So
wow.
So that's there. so yeah, I'm definitely like working on like fixing all that. I have a hard drive that has most of the things from the channel now at a specialist. I don't even have access to all the intros and all the graphics, but I have some. So hopefully I'll get that back and they can fix that. So that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes. But so it's fun stuff, technology. Yay. So but yeah, that will do it for us tonight though, guys. So thanks again for tuning into this. And I remember everyone that left, for Malcolm Lay, for Ashton McKee, for Ross Bristow, for Dan Skip Allen, for the man of the hour tonight, Michael Wolfman Wyndham. I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.